walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmore.com.
Hey, Rolex lovers, are you looking to buy? How about sell or trade? Do you need your watch serviced at a reasonable price? Family-owned and trusted Diamond Gems Jewelry is your answer. Our on-site master watchmaker has 50 years experience servicing Rolex and all brands of watches. Diamond Gems Jewelry in Uptown Phoenix and on the west side too. Search Diamond Gems Phoenix or call 602-466-1772. Buy, sell, trade, or service. Diamond Gems, Arizona's most huggable jeweler.
Attention men, has ED kept you out of the game? If so, you're not alone. In fact, 52% of men over the age of 40 struggle with ED. That's 1 out of every 2 men in the U.S. Unfortunately, the old treatment methods like Viagra, Cialis, and shockwave therapy are ineffective and not safe for all men. That's why we at Stallion Health Group found a side effect-free medical solution for ED that works for everyone every time. We are so certain that if our treatment doesn't work for you during your first and only office visit, we'll give you $500 cash. No questions asked. Our medical solution is an alternative that we guarantee will provide a positive result on a single visit right in our office, or it won't cost you 1 penny. Make this holiday season one to remember. Call us 480-771-6636. 480-771-6636. That's 480-771-6636. Call Stallion Health Group at 480-771-6636.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K242 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I don't know about you, but it's been a hell of a day. Everybody's getting sick. I guess every printer in the house. Now we have different brand printers. I got a Canon, I got an HP. Yeah. They all did an update today. I don't know if this is because of Windows 11 or just because God hates me. Could be, more than likely the latter. But whatever the case, it was a frantic mess just to get the show on the air today. Well, not you guys. Keon and Randy are just sitting here all nice and cool as a cucumber. Here I come stumbling in, except for Randy. I think you might be sick.
Me?
Yeah.
You have no proof of that. No proof.
I hear this gravelly voice you've got, and I think mine's going to go too. Kids were sick this weekend. Everybody's getting sick. Are you sick, Keon?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, then you just stay right where you're at. Don't come
sick
in here.
in the good way, Keon. You're always sick in the good way.
Am I the only person who just kind of just cringes when they hear a kid say, "Oh man, that's sick"? I'm like, that doesn't sound right. You know what I'm saying? Well, and I don't like when people say, "This is how I football." I just want to start slapping people with the dictionary.
That one bugs me a little.
Is this a sign of age? Because here's the thing. I've never minded little slang words showing up in the vernacular, but now improper English things popping up just really getting to me. I
guess now because of the social media craze, there's no more capitalization or punctuation, things like that. There's no...
when somebody walks in your face says, LOL, like, just laugh. You don't have to spell it out. Don't say hashtag something. I don't feel like an old man. I don't feel like an old man, but I feel like the bastardization of the English language is too much to just watch happen.
Well,
it's just evolving.
When We were saying groovy. It's like, okay, cool. It's a new word for something. I don't mind a few new words for something. But when you completely start to deconstruct the English language and say, well, this is how we vacation, or, that stuff like that. Okay, that one's not too bad. But you understand what I'm saying? This is how I football. I heard that commercial about drove off the road. I mean, you don't football. You watch football. You play football. You don't football. I don't. Stuff like that's getting on my nerves.
The thing is if you had lived back in the day when Bill Shakespeare was writing plays, that dude was just making up words. You would have killed him.
No. Back then, see, I don't mind making up words. In fact, I have challenged the English language. I say funner. Guess what? Not a word. But I said, I don't see why it can't be. It's fun. It's funner. It's funnest. Why can't we have funner? But people say, no, that's not right. And I say, up yours. Because that's just a pickyism. It's a pickyism. But as far as some of this other crap goes, there's a little bit of a play, and then there's too much play. And we're just making the English language dumber. I don't mind new words for stuff. I don't mind slang words for stuff. But when you start to screw with the way people are supposed to talk, that gets on my nerves. But whatever. By time, I'm sitting in a nursing home, it's going to be all emojis and abbreviations and stuff. So whatever.
I mean,
that's when I become mute.
I lived in the South for 9 years. And so I have come across sentences I didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little upset because by the time I moved out of there, I was starting to understand some of it. So
now you're looking over your shoulder going, I was almost made stupid too. Here's the sign language I'll use when I'm old and people are using this kind of language with me. Right here. That's all I'm going to need to tell you right there. Of course, you got to be nice to the people who are coming in to change your bedpan. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I won't be doing that.
I mean, do I?
Well,
only if you want them to do it regularly.
Yeah. How much of a rash are you willing to develop to take the high ground on the English language? I don't know. Well, let's go to the text line, and I'll try not to be grumpy. Stockton Slap says, happy Monday, fellas. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I know I did, because how about them Cowboys? My goodness, what a spanking. I know people are going to say it's just the Colts, but that's how you manhandle bad teams. And don't forget that bad team beat Kansas City and had Philly sweating. Cowboys are the truth. Yeah, no, they're not. Can I just remind you that we are tanking? We screwed around and forgot what we were doing when Jeff Saturday showed up, or else they were just trying to give him a little bit of, give him a little something so he doesn't look completely bad. But make no mistake about it. The Colts are tanking. That win meant absolutely nothing, period. We will talk about all the NFL games. We have so much stuff. So much stuff has happened in baseball, basketball, you name it. There's so much stuff we got to talk about. So we're going to do that before we start jumping into all the football. Jagdog says, Jeffrey, my boss is 31. And he says, that's dope. So dope all day. I just want to punch him repeatedly. Yeah, I don't like dope either.
No.
But here's the thing. I'll take that's dope or that's sick a million times over, this is how we coffee. You know what I mean? This is how we drink coffee, make coffee. Please
that's more of a marketing thing. I haven't come across anybody who said that in actual life. This is how I football. It just seems like
they're going to start saying it now. It's out there, man.
Maybe, but I do think that there's it's more of a branding thing. They're turning this noun into a verb to try and make it stand out.
Stop it, or else I'm going to go all falling down on people. That's what's going to happen. Going to get some horn rim glasses on and an AK-47. I'm going to go to work. All right. So before the destruction of my life and everyone around me, let's just go over some of the things we need to talk about real fast. Thank God. I mean, I really don't know how to feel about this. Do you know what I'm about to talk about?
No, but thank God. Oh, that's too bad.
Well, the whole soccer thing. I'm sad that the United States lost something, but I'm glad that we don't have to talk about soccer for another 4 years. Thank you very much.
Well, there's a lot of people still involved in this World Cup thing.
No,
man.
there's not.
Yes, there is.
There is not.
I was on
here in this country.
I was on the Twitter. There's a lot of people in this country that was still talking about The soccer, the World Cup going on.
Yeah, nobody's going to text in today saying, "Hey, how about the Netherlands?" Or nobody knows who's playing anymore. Nobody knows who's playing who anymore. Nobody cares.
The same soccer fans that were tweeting about U.S. soccer, their love of the game does not stop at our borders. So
I guarantee you, nobody cares except for Against the Spread, who was trying to sell me on soccer becoming one of the 4 big sports, and maybe a guy. Outside of that, in this listening audience, nobody gives a rusty bleep. Except for Keon, maybe a little bit. But let's be honest. If you had to choose between soccer and college, what you watching?
I mean, I'm watching college, man.
Soccer or NFL, what you watching?
The NFL.
Even soccer or baseball, what you watching?
Baseball.
Soccer or hockey, what are you watching?
Hockey.
See?
those
what
are
about
still
between
my main
soccer
sports.
and soccer, though, Keon? What are you
So
watching?
Here's how you know
Soccer.
That soccer doesn't matter now the United States is out. Here's my sheet on it. That's it. That there's nothing on there except for us being eliminated. That's it. That's all that mattered, and now it's over. Thank God I don't have to have that argument for another 4 friggin' years. Let's see. Last Optimist says the Brazilians were a good show today. Do they really let you in to watch them wax? Big George says, "Hey Randy, I hope you had a nice weekend. How about Brazil jackass stomping the South Koreans? That's a hate crime. That's a hate crime right there, Big George. I won't tolerate this hate speech."
I will say about Brazil, they score lots of goals and they don't play defense.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
That's it. That's why they're fun.
Don't do that.
They win by 5 or they lose by
stop.
7.
No, kid, stop. Don't do that.
It's the best I can give you.
Just don't. Let's talk about real sports. So the Suns, they curb stopped the Spurs. And of course, that's nice. It feels kind of unfair when you curb stop the Spurs these days, because you feel sorry for what's left of Greg Popovich. You know, it just doesn't seem right to just go in there and manhandle him and his team. But that's exactly what we did. DeAndre Ayton is still on, point, doing great. So the Suns continue on their stomping ways. Still no Chris Paul, though. 13 games in a row with the sore heel thing. You really think he's got a sore heel, or you think they're just rested him for the playoffs?
I think he's got a sore heel, but I also think that they're not in any rush for him to come back. I mean, once you see what the team is doing, you see that they're winning, you see that they look good. Why rush him back? You know, we know what age Chris Paul is. Well, you know, let him get that time off. And then when he's 100%, instead of coming back at 80, 85%, then you've got a better team.
Well, yeah, you're right. And I worry that it's that sort of clever, load management thing going on there. Of course, if we win the championship, everyone's going to claim that that's what that was. And even if it's true, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care.
Load management is here to stay. Everybody does it. So I don't if someone were to call out the Suns specifically about it, they'd be blind to the other 29 teams playing basketball.
If Chris Paul was the reason people are buying tickets to go see the Suns play, then I'd say, yeah, that's not a good look. But he's not. He's a big part of the team. He is a star in his own way. But it's Booker, it's Ayton, it's the rest of the team. And Chris Paul is just that extra icing on the cake when he does show up. And yeah, he does matter to a 7-game series. Absolutely. But right now, the growth of DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker, I'm not saying they don't need him, but I'm saying they can get by early in the season here without him. So they got the Mavericks though tonight. So
and the Mavs are not good these days.
Yeah, really? I didn't know that.
They are 11-11. It's sort of they win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game kind of deal.
What did they do their last game?
They won. So I saw Luka the other day. Luka made a perfect pass. I couldn't remember who. And then that dude turned around and instead of just shooting the basketball, tried to pass it again, just threw it right out of bounds. Luka looked like he wanted to die. So I just think that the Mavs are not in a great place because I just don't think that their offense is gelling right now. They just all stand around and watch Luka dribble.
Yeah, I would not Schadenfreude the Mavericks as hard if he wasn't so damn smug. I mean, of course, we probably brought it on ourselves because our players were giving it right back, or actually maybe even started it. But seeing that stupid smug face of his, I'm glad that they're having a hard time. And hopefully tonight is another down game and the Suns take that one, because if you take a step back, they are a thorn. And let's just see if they keep it out of our side this year. This was a kind of interesting. You heard about Trae Young. He didn't go to the game versus the Nuggets because he's having some issues with the coach. So I guess something happened. I'm not sure, like he was late or he said there was some miscommunication, and the coach is like, okay, here's the deal. You have a choice. You can come off the bench or you can just skip the game. And he's like, I'll take the skip game. Something ain't right there. Something ain't right there with Trae Young and the coach of the Hawks.
No, and Nate McMillan is kind of a hard-nosed old school guy. He's not gonna really, he's not really gonna sit there and let a player push him around. So yeah, there is some butting heads, and I really think that Nate's not backing down. Trae's kind of not backing down. I don't know exactly what the situation is. They haven't said, it's not really out there. But I do know that you got two guys who are pretty hard-headed. And so Trae took the sit down probably for the best. Just cooler heads, chill out.
So, I don't really care about baby hair Young. Baby doll hair. That's right. Baby doll, sweaty baby doll hair Young is what we called him last year, right?
Yes.
Sweaty baby doll hair Young. But that was a little bit of an interesting story right there. Good for the Arizona State University Sun Devils beating Stanford. And then I realized that Stanford sucks at basketball. So it doesn't really matter that much.
Doesn't matter. Oh, well.
They did try. Well, you got to give Stanford credit, even though they're 3-6 on the record for the year. They did put up 43 points in the second half and, got it back 64-68. So they did crawl back, but woof, I think in general, that is, that's not a team you got to worry about. So that happened. Let's see. Oh, by the way, you want to hear, somebody doesn't understand sarcasm. There's some people who just don't get sarcasm, or, there's some people who don't like sarcasm. There's people who don't get sarcasm. And I think the people who live in Washington, D.C. might not get sarcasm.
Uh-oh.
Now, Keon, you were there for more than a little while. Do you get the feeling they get sarcasm or they don't get sarcasm?
No, I get the feeling like they get it. Like just
so
generally.
Okay. Do you think the people in LA get sarcasm or don't get sarcasm?
I think people in LA are themselves very sarcastic. I would say
so. This is why this is confusing. So Anthony Davis drops 55 points while in DC, and the crowd in the stand starts shouting MVP, MVP. And I was just thinking, oh, that's just rude, because they don't really mean it. They're just taunting him. That's just sarcasm. They don't really think that Anthony Davis has any shot in hell of staying healthy long enough to be somebody's MVP.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But
so that's sarcasm, and I don't think the Lakers got it.
Probably not. With I think that's an organizational thing there with the Lakers, which is that they messaging, they're not good at it. This particular group of people running the Lakers right now.
So cheers to your Washington Bullets or Wizards or whoever they all are today. Cheers to that team for some savage sarcasm at Street Clothes Anthony Davis for shouting MVP. But he's probably like feeling pretty good after that.
Well, you know what? He put 55 points on them and they won. So,
17 rebounds too. There's no doubt he's a great player when healthy, but nobody believes he's going to last an entire season to be anybody's MVP. 0% chance.
I don't think so. And also, I wonder if he's going to continue to play like this because he's finally dropped the jump shot. It's not working. It never worked. Why was he doing it? It was broken and it was terrible to watch. And now he's just going at the basket. But that means that you're more in contact with other bigs. You're going to be fouled a lot. You're going to be elbowed, kneed. I will see if Anthony Davis's body can hold up for an entire NBA season, but I doubt.
All right, so now let's shift gears. As you probably can tell, I'm shifting gears very quickly to try to get us to football because the last couple of weeks we have not done a very good job of getting through and talking about all the games, even with the extra hour. So I'm trying to make that happen. But before I go to the next thing, which is baseball, Randy, before we get to the next thing, I do want to say I have a pair of tickets for GCU basketball. Loyola Marymount is coming to town, and this is happening Wednesday night at 7 p.m. I have your tickets right here. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to make this simple. I'm going to tell you right now, if you text in your name and your email address. I'll do a random drawing at the end of the show, and I will send you your tickets. Simple as that. So that way, we're not bothering Keon during his nap, and we're not stressing you out like, oh God, I got to call in right this moment. So just text me your name and your email address, and I'll put you in for the random drawing to win these GCU tickets. Now, Randy, over to you. New York Mets and Justin Verlander, they have made a 2-year, $86 million deal. And so there he goes from the Asterix to the Mets.
Yeah, the Astros were trying to get something done with Verlander to kind of finish out his career there, but they couldn't agree on the length of the contract. So he ended up going to the New York Mets, who, by the way, lost one of their big arms, Jacob deGrom, moving over to Texas to become a Ranger. Watch out for the Texas Rangers this year. They've been loading up the last couple of seasons. We'll see what happens there. And they've got Jacob deGrom, a legitimate starter in that bullpen in Arlington. But back to Justin Verlander. The New York Mets, listen. This is a East Division team in the MLB. The Mets, is Verlander going to help him? Well, he's got kind of a weird record in the playoffs. He can get you there, but is he going to be an asset for you in the postseason? I don't know. It remains to be seen. He got one World Series a win under his belt this past World Series, so we'll have to wait and see.
They'll get some help from him in one way. He'll help them unload some of that cumbersome cash they have at $43 million a year. But okay, let's move on now to the Phillies and Trey Turner. They're 11-year deal, $300 million damn dollars, and that is hurting. And now Keon has just developed a giant migraine on the mention of the word Phillies.
Yeah. So, also, Trey Turner was my guy. He was a national. He won the title with us in 2019.
Yeah.
This organization.
Can I ask you, did you offer him $300 million?
No,
did you offer him that?
They're too cheap to offer him $300 million. They won the title and traded him away immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the bad boomerang effect of guys that they traded to LA coming right back to the division to hang out and beat us multiple times a year. Mm-hmm. Trey Turner's my guy. He was my favorite player on that team.
Sorry, Keon, he's just not that into you.
No, clearly not. I hope he enjoys the $300 million because I'm going to be suffering for every second that he's there.
Keon, I don't know if I will enjoy this $300 million, but I'll certainly try. Love Trey Turner.
The Dodger blue, him and Dodger blue made me sick. This is worse.
This has got to be better. Oh, that's right.
No, it is not. It is much worse. It is much, 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 much worse for me.
Is this the bat that Philadelphia needs to get them over the hump in that lineup? Certainly, he's a great ball player. He's a middle infielder. He can even play some catcher. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, career, he's a 302 hitter, so he gets on base quite a bit. Is this the kind of guy that Philadelphia needs in that lineup to help them get over the hump? We'll have to wait and see. Spring training in February, just around the corner.
I think it might be. I mean, he hits the ball. He gets on base. When he's on base, he's fast as hell.
Oh, yeah.
He's smart, too. So he's not a guy that's going to run there and
he's
try
gritty.
And steal a base.
I think he'll fit in with that Philadelphia lineup. He's a gritty kind of ball player.
Yeah.
So now I know how to wake up Keon. Anytime he's just looking a little bit sleepy, I'll go, Trey Turner.
I think I am actually getting sick.
Yeah.
Trey Turner. Hey, Trey.
Used to be Carson Wentz.
Yes, now it's, hey, Trey Turner.
Why would you do that to me?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little cranky because of what happened to my Colts last night.
Yeah.
Can you blame me?
You're taking
I didn't put them in prime time.
Oh, good God. And they're changing prime time again. We'll tell you about that here in a little bit. We have to take a break. When we come back, a few more not football things, and we're going to get to all the stuff that happened over the weekend on the NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Phoenix Suns off to a 16-7 start, 12-2 at home, just 4-5 on the road. They're a 3.5-point dog at Dallas today, 221.5 the total at American Airlines Center. Golden State laying 9 at home with Indiana. The Clippers a 2.5-point road favorite at Charlotte. In the NHL, the Arizona Coyotes plus 280 road dogs at Calgary. Flames a $3.40 favorite at Scotiabank Saddledome, where the total is 6. That number is shaded to the over. Arizona Cardinals 1 week from tonight at State Farm Stadium hosting the New England Patriots. Patriots are the 1-point favorite, 43.5 the total. 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Enter the promo code VSIN at checkout. Receive an additional $30 off. For more, go to vsin.com. Mike Sennett, 1580 99.3 The Fanatic.
At the United States Postal Service, we're here to deliver fast and reliable service to help you get holiday ready. We offer free package pickup and deliver free shipping supplies to your address. So whether you're in Garland, Texas, Rudolph, Wisconsin, or anywhere in between, we're making it easier for you to spread festive cheer this holiday season. USPS, delivering for America. For all your holiday needs, including info about free shipping supplies, free package pickup availability, and restrictions, go to USPS.com/holidays.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Remember last year when you wanted to hear that NFL matchup, but you couldn't because you were at your nephew's birthday party and the Fanatic couldn't stream the NFL on their app? Didn't that suck? Well, those days are over, pal. Now you can listen live to every primetime NFL game on the Fanatic app. Download the app now at the Google Play Store or the App Store, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And all right, we're going to talk football here in a minute. So hang in there with that question, Fubar 1000 and all you other guys. Although Pickle D did say something about Trae Young. He says Trae Young is the NBA equivalent of Kyler Murray. Do we? No, I don't think that's right. Do you think that's? I mean, I imagine he has some sort of attitude, but not really.
Not at all. First off, no one's ever questioned Trae Young's leadership. People love that dude in the locker room. Secondly, Trae Young, you remember when he went to the playoffs and damn near got to the Eastern Conference Finals, or we forget about what he's actually put results, postseason results, big games and games that matter. No, Trae Young and Kyler Murray have just about nothing in common outside of their height.
Yeah, the other thing, Trae Young's issue with his coach didn't happen in full view of everyone watching. His stuff happened behind the scenes, and you just found out about it later.
And he tried to keep it private. He said that he regretted that it got out because they were trying to, hash it out behind closed doors. You don't see Trae Young on the sideline screaming at Nate McMillan.
Well,
because Nate McMillan might bury him, but
that's also a good point. So sorry, Fubar, disagree. All right, let's talk about this. I had two different videos brought to my attention by listeners over the weekend. And I had to look at these and I was like, wow, that was an amazing play. Wow, that was amazing play. And I'm like, which one isn't a more amazing play? You probably have seen this, but if you haven't, you can see it on my Twitter at RadioPal1580. And I think I posted up both of them. But here's the deal. All right, let's start with this kid in the Illinois there. The 8th grade kid made this buzzer beater that was just nothing short of miraculous. It was an amazing. It was just a dumb luck shot that he chucked up as hard as he could. Oh yeah, it is there. So if you go to my Radio Pal 1580 and scroll down, you should see it right there. There's two things there. There's the kid making the buzzer beater, and the other video I'm going to talk about. But anyways, so Cooper Thorson of Milton Pope Elementary School, at the end of the game, they're down by I believe 1 point. It was it was 32-31, and they had just made that shot, and then the kid with no seconds hardly left, just left hand. That was the other thing that was in it. Just boom, chucked the ball all the way down the court, nothing but net. Swish. The kid fell down on his butt. He was so stunned that it happened, and everybody lost their mind. That was incredible. That was something. But then there is the other video. of Kate Georgiades. She's a volleyball player and at University of Houston, and she's going after the ball, and she laid her life on the line and just went crazy. She leapt out of bounds to try to get a ball and landed on a table while making an incredible save. Boom, ball went right back into play. And after several volleys, I believe is what they call it, they got the point. So, yeah, she kept the ball in play, ran back on the court, made another shot to help her team win. And then they went on later to actually win that match. And then they won their match again on Saturday against Auburn. So here's the thing. Which one of those is more incredible? The girl who, leapt out of bounds to pop the ball back in play, or this 8th grader making the buzzer beater? Now, I can give you negatives on both. First, 8th grader, all it was a Hail Mary lucky shot, but we've celebrated Hail Mary lucky shots before. Aaron Rodgers with his Hail Marys and stuff like that. The girl, all she did was dive across some tables and just knock a volleyball back into play. So, you could say that was just, sure, she sacrificed her body, but it wasn't that big a deal to get the ball back in play. Or, was it? So which one do you think is the more incredible play over the weekend?
I definitely have to go with the volleyball one, because she got it back in play, but she didn't really get the chance to look at where the ball was going. She really had to rely on her instincts and her athleticism just to get it back there. And then to lay yourself out, nearly break yourself in half going across some tables, to pop back up and get back in there and make another play. That's big time to me.
Yeah.
What do you say, Randy?
I would agree. Same thing. I mean, she's going with her back to the net. She's making he's taking a shot of trying to get that back to one of her partners to put that ball over the net, and she's risking life and limb. Yeah, I'll take the volleyball as the play of the day.
Yeah, the kid, it was a great shot. It's something he'll always remember, but it didn't require more than chucking the ball. So I've got to say, absolutely Matt Ryan for doing turnovers seem unintentional as the Colts are on their way to tanking. Matt Ryan is the winner.
All right.
Yeah, but if he wasn't there, it'd be the volleyball girl. Sure, I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Let's talk now about, since she, was in college, and it seems like a segue, Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders, for all his HBCU, HB, did I say it right? Yeah. HBCU? Is it 4 letters? Oh, I got it right.
Mm-hmm. Historically Black colleges and universities. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was worried that if I'd added too many letters, suddenly it was some sort of, like a bank, HBCU. So he's taken the job at Colorado, as you all know. He met with the Colorado players already, and he gets in their room. He's just like, you guys need to go to the transfer portal now because I'm bringing my own people. I'm paraphrasing, but that's just about exactly what he did. Now, you could say he's trying to motivate them to be, I want to stay here. Or he just get the hell out because I'm bringing people over with me.
I do think it's a little bit of both. I do think that there's a certain person with a big enough ego to think, no, I deserve to be here. Because what he said was, I'm coming and I'm bringing my own bags and they're Louis Vuitton. So you can,
oh brother,
so you can take a hike if you got to. I'm bringing quality is what he's trying to say.
I'm a player, I'd say, nah, I can wait you out a year.
I mean,
you'll be gone in a year. I'll still be here.
I mean, you could say that, but with the amount of money they're giving him, that is not true, and you will never play again.
It just seems wrong the way he kind of used Jackson just to get himself to the next thing. I mean, nobody is surprised because Deion's always been about Deion. And yes, he did help out the program, but then it's not helping the program is getting them somewhere, leaving them better than they were when you leave. Problem is he's taking a bunch of people with them, dropping that program back down to where they were. And he's not even being shy about it.
No. And I mean, it's Deion. Did you expect anything else? He's not only about himself, but he's honestly about himself. He's not ever going to hide his intentions. I will say that at least he had the decency to tell the players and the recruits, yeah, I'm thinking of taking this other job. I'll let you know when I decide. Because if you look at what Lincoln Riley did, he just bolted from Oklahoma, didn't tell anybody. So there's something there, but I would love to have seen him stay at Jackson State, build it up.
That was going to be my point too. I mean, what head coach that hasn't moved up in college football hasn't taken a bunch of people with him? I mean, Lincoln Riley, a lot of the recruits that had committed to Oklahoma has decommitted and committed to USC.
Yeah, he took the damn starting quarterback with.
So
you take a few. You take
Well,
a few.
I mean,
you don't completely. It's kind of like if you move out of your mom's house, you might grab a roll of toilet paper. You don't take the entire package and all of it with you. You don't.
And that's the thing. And I understand that's not fair. But
I
again,
thought
this
toilet
is
paper was free.
This is not something that Dion did, but or Dion didn't just do. Like when we talk about Lincoln Riley didn't just take a few. Lincoln Riley took the starting quarterback, who by the way is a Heisman Trophy candidate.
Yeah, he gutted that franchise.
He took a lot of wide receivers. Oklahoma couldn't tackle this year because he took the defense, which for what all the good it did him, but he took the defense with him.
Fair enough. So you're saying he's not doing anything that somebody else hasn't done.
No.
Here's the difference. If you walk in and say, I am here to make a difference for this HBCU, and we're going to do things differently, and we're going to bring pride, and and you do that, and then you strip it bare back to where they were.
Well, but
that's kind of a different thing. Wouldn't you say?
No.
In this case, this is not cool.
Well, I get what you're saying because he's just being overtly arrogant about the whole thing. I brought people here to Jackson State.
I'm not even caring about the arrogance. I'm caring about the actions and the consequences.
Well, I mean, they're
He's
very
destroyed
selfish.
Jackson University.
Well, I don't know that he's destroyed anybody because now Jackson University has their name on the map, but they have had football players go to that program, and he did do and fulfill the promise that he made to make the program better and to give to bring pride and winning ways to the program. And now there are players on that team that will remain on that team that will carry on what Dion brought to the program.
There's going to be a bottleneck at the transfer portal. You watch.
I don't know. I think there is all the time. I mean, I was just on Twitter looking at the videos that you had posted on there, and I saw a couple of players from U of A that have entered the transfer portal. I've seen that our ASU
because of Tucson.
Coach has already snagged a top 10 recruit off of the transfer portal and is getting more people. I think that's the way of college football nowadays. And quite honestly, what Dion's doing, I don't think he's just being overtly noisy about it. Look, I know what I'm doing. I'm bringing my people, and we're going to change the program at Colorado. It's the same thing he did at Jackson.
All right. Okay.
I will say that there is something to the point that he did say, I'm because he wasn't just, if it was just about Jackson State, but he did say, like, I want to help all the HBCUs. And by making Jackson State better, I'll elevate everybody. This sounded like a long-term commitment, and
plans change, man.
It clearly wouldn't. But I don't necessarily hold that against him just because, like, as a coach, I think you do want to test yourself. And do you want to see if you're winning at Jackson State just because that's you being able to recruit at a higher level there? Or are you actually this great coach? And I will find out now in Colorado.
Yep. Well, okay. Here's the thing I will say. At least he was honest. Like, that's the thing that keeps popping up. He's being Dion. So nobody should be surprised. I'm just a little disappointed. If you're going to strip that program bare that really did need your help. But all right, fine, I get it. Jerry Jones, though, might be speaking some things into existence that's going to do the same thing under Colorado that was done to Jackson, because he's saying that Dion is he's very capable of being a head coach in the National Football League. So he's talking about Dion saying, you couldn't be talking about. He knows him better than I do. He says, and Deion Sanders, he's going to be a very good NFL coach. Almost like, hey Deion, come to the Cowboys. So who knows how long Deion is going to be at Colorado. Last Optimist says, blew my mind when I learned that HBCU offers diversity scholarships to non-Black students. Why would that blow your mind?
Yeah, it is a college space.
Fair.
And that's why they're called HBCUs, the H standing for historically, when that was the only place that you could go if you were a Black college student trying to get a higher education. But obviously now you can go if you want to. I mean, it's a historically Black school, but if you want to know what that experience is like and have college there, go, and they'll welcome you too.
Diversity can go both ways, So I'm not surprised at all. It's a good thing we could all learn from. Pinocchio says, dude, that girl Bill's Mafia those tables and got back to the game and made another pass. She's a stud. Yeah, absolutely right. No, she completely wins over the kid.
That was
Ryan.
a fun shot.
Matt Ryan, though.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
And his 3 interceptions that were accidents.
Harry Soap says, "What's this? Trey Turner is going to get $300 million from the Phillies. Please tell me they're going to play him in crypto, right?" I think you might be a little confused, Harry Soap. Lost Toby says, "Pour one out for Jimmy." Heavy Metal Maniac says, "Hey, I got a question about the fan pick'em. How come when you get a tie, it's considered a loss? That's a bunch of bull crap. That's not a loss when it's a damn tie. It's just not right." Heavy Metal Maniacs, here's why. It's also not a win for anyone else. All we're doing is counting your correct picks. And here's the problem with that. There is no correct pick if both teams don't win. So then that's just wiped off. So it doesn't hurt you in the standings. It's just a incorrect pick for everybody. It's just one way of you can go either way with the statistics on that, but you can't consider it a win if nobody won. But here's the good news: we all lost. Big George says, "I'm surprised the Diamondbacks didn't go after Trey Turner or Justin Verlander. What are the old Diamondbacks doing this offseason? Sitting on their hands?"
Well, no, they anticipate being very busy, according to the general manager that's currently employed by the Diamondbacks. His name is Mike Hazen, and he is going to the winter meetings, which began, I think it's today or next Monday. I can't remember which, where he's going in there to try to make some hay and get some arms in the bullpen. That seems to be his priority. And we locked up a guy who is a hard throwing kid. The problem is he can't stay healthy. And another problem is, well, he can't throw strikes. He has a very high walk to strikeout ratio. So, no, we're not going after Trey Turners or Justin Verlanders or Jacob deGroms. Yeah, we go for the value meal stuff, kind of like what Steve Keim does with the Cardinals. Same thing.
Yeah. 888-368-1580. Navy Brad says, "Happy Monday, men." And then he's talking about his fantasy football. Nobody cares about your fantasy football, but congratulations. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to talk football very shortly when we get back. But I want to remind you guys that we are giving away some GCU tickets for Wednesday night at 7 p.m. against Crayola Marymount.
It's Loyola.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
No, you said
so it's a pair of tickets to go have some fun with the Havoc. It's got to be a bucket list thing for you. So listen, just text me your name and your email address. During the break, I noticed I got some personal emails and people texting, "Hey, can I get them tickets?" No, you have to enter the contest and you got to do it through the text line. 888-368-1580. Text me your name and your email address. We'll do a random number drawing towards the end of the program, and you will be contacted when you win. K. And, oh, by the way, that's not the Spanish K. I'm not asking you why. I'm just asking if you agree. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Kevin Harlan from Monday Night Football here on Westwood One. Coming up, NFC South action when Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play host to the New Orleans Saints. The Bucs have a chance to get back to 500 and stay atop the division. Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner for the action on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's home for the NFL.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe for max strength daytime relief. Just one dose of Vicks DayQuil Severe starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through your day with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine. Use as directed.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 2022 World Soccer Championship in Qatar, sponsored by Indeed. Attract, interview, and hire at Indeed.com/credit. 6 of 8 places in the quarterfinals are decided now. 2018 runner-up Croatia drew Japan this morning. Croatia equalized through Ivan Perisic in the 55th minute. Match went to penalties where Dominik Livakovic saved 3 to lead Croatia past Japan. Were eliminated in the round of 16 for the 4th time in 6 tournaments. Brazil blew out South Korea 4-1 with a barrage of first-half goals. Vinicius, Neymar, Richarlison, and Lucas Paqueta. Then they coast to the quarterfinal Friday against Croatia. Tomorrow, Morocco takes on Spain, and Switzerland battle Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal to close out the round of 16. I'm Mike Watts, Westwood One Sports.
Hey, sports fans, this is Ultimate Vegas insider John Anthony. Monday night reporting against the spread. Last 4 weeks, documented 6-2. That's 75% winners. I'm red hot. I love tonight's matchup. It's yours free and recorded message. Call 1-800-244-5506. New Orleans, Tampa Bay, plus total. Free recorded message. Call 1-800-244-5506. John Anthony Sports, #1 against the spread. I'll prove it. New Orleans, Tampa Bay, plus total and hoops action. I love to go 5-0. 5-0 Monday nights. Right now, recorded message, 1-800-244-5506. Call now, get 2 free weeks of my top plays. That's 2 weeks free and recorded message phone. 1-800-244-5506. New Orleans, Tampa is you against the spread. Plus 2 full weeks of winners. Free recorded message, 1-800-244-5506. That's 1-800-244-5506. Or go to johnanthonysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, coming up at 5:30. You got the Saints and the Buccaneers happening in your ear hole right here on 1580 The Fanatic. And as I said before, if you want to go to the GCU game on Wednesday night, just text message me your name. When I say your name, I need your name and first name, last name, and your email address to the text line, 888-368-1580, and I'll put you into a random number drawing towards the end of the show. So that's what's going on here right now. Let's get caught up on the text line, 888-368-1580. Dropping the Soap says, once again, Harry Soap needs to change his texture name, or I'm going to file a complaint. Well, you'll get a response, but the big old stamp that says, nobody cares. Why can't somebody else have Soap in their name? You know how many Bigs we have? We have like 17 Bigs. Big George, Big Bob, Big this, Big that.
Big Kev.
Yeah, and then we've got all the Skull, all the Skulls out there. So, no, man, it's like there's like more than one Bob Smith in the phone book. You at least have on the text line a completely unique name, because we wouldn't have another Dropping the Soap. We got a Harry Soap and a Dropping the Soap. So, you're going to have to just be okay with that, because other people have similar names as well.
If someone's name was Dropping the Soap and they spelled it with a D instead of a D, that could be very confusing. Yeah.
I would not allow that.
But you'd have a point then. You kind of don't right now.
Big T says, I'm pinned. Big T wasn't remembered. What? You mean you're offended? There's a lot of bigs, and let's be honest, Big T, you haven't texted that much. So, but thanks for texting in. 888-368-1580. Let's clean up some of the conversations from the last segment. Berg says, can we talk about the debacle of the stupid Colts offense? Well, we're going to do that here in a second. We were tanking, right? He says, but also Dion better bring in some good coaches with him, as the level of competition is going to be much bigger where he's going.
I mean, yeah, I think that's what he wants, though. I think he wants the higher level of competition. I think he's perfectly aware of what it means to go from Jackson State to Colorado, and also that Colorado's a team that needs a rebuild. So you're not starting in front; you're actually starting behind the 8 ball. Deion's good at that part of it, figuring out that he needs help, hiring the right guys around him. So I'm not worried about that bit.
All right, Keon, honest to God, do you think do you think that Deion, do you think he is up to the challenge? Do you think he's going to succeed at Colorado?
My gut reaction right now is no. Not because I think that he's bad at this, or I honestly, I don't know, but I do just think that Colorado's just in a tough spot right now where they need a lot of help. They need a lot of, big time recruits going their way. They're going to need to actually figure out a way to consistently be part of the top of the Pac-12 for this to be a success. They can't be a middling 500 team even, which they're not even that right now. So, in the next couple of years, if they're around 500, that's fine. But year 3, year 4, they're going to have to start hanging around where, the level where Washington is right now, where Oregon is right now. Can they do that? I just don't see it.
Berg says Colorado AD says we don't have the money to pay Deion. Well, then why'd you sign him?
Well, they hired him, so
yeah.
Figure it out, I guess.
Huh.
I mean, the athletic director, part of his job is raising money, though. So, I mean.
Oh, yeah, that could also be him, shooting up the flare saying, hey, we got Deion.
Yeah, so what booster wants to make this happen?
Mm-hmm. Boomer Sooner says, hey, guys, Deion's already making changes at Colorado. He got the administration to change some of the entrance rules academically to make it easier for some athletes to get into school. Like there is an easier curriculum for a degree like human studies, etc. Okay.
I mean,
but you're surprised that athletes need a little help in that.
It's a good start, I guess, for, because that's the biggest complaint. There's some schools, they don't change the rules for anybody. Like Stanford is always going to struggle unless they have like an all-time great head coach, because they're not changing their academic rules for anybody. Same thing for a school like Notre Dame, Michigan. But, for a school like Colorado, hey, look, change some stuff around. It'll work out.
Lost Toby, I'm going to save your question for when Randy is back at his position. I don't know where he went. And let's see. Watermelon says, hey, y'all, happy Monday. When's the last time we heard from FedFan? Oh, I think I finally pissed her off too much, and I think she's moved on. She has a life. She might be traveling, or she just hates me now. Whatever. For as much as we've lost FedFan, we have gained other female listeners. We'll always have much love for FedFan. But I think she's kind of done with me right now.
She's also not a big football person, so maybe she might come back around during the NBA playoffs or something, because that seemed to be more her thing.
Or possibly on a future day, I'm off. Boomer Sooner says, Keon, don't knock Colorado. They were winning national championships and having Heisman Trophy winners before your ass was even born. Well, guess what? His ass is born at least within the last 30 years, which means they ain't been bleep in 30 years, man.
So is the U, but they're not good either. What do you want me to say? I agree that Colorado, as a history, they should be at a higher place than they are now because of what they have been able to accomplish in the past, but they haven't accomplished it in about 2 decades. What do you want from me?
Oh, Lost Toby corrected my horrible Spanish. I'm surprised my wife didn't throw something. He says, K is what in Spanish? Porque is why. Oh, that's right. I learned that because remember the joke when we were kids, something I can't remember what it was. It was porque. And it was like, oh, that was right. It was, you guys probably don't remember the commercial where it says parquet, and then the thing goes butter. Forget it. Anyway, so thank you, Lost Toby. Hook'em Hottie, she says, you got me as a listener. Always a good Monday when the Cowboys win. And yes, I have a unique name. Well, careful. There could be some other hotties on the way. But see, that's the thing. You don't get upset if somebody's like Cardinal Hottie or something else. Yeah, now that's your sister or your brother or whatever. King of Kittens has the right idea. He says, my kitten army is ready to conquer the world.
Do we have other kittens? I know we have Good Cat. We have King of Kittens. That's you. Do we have other kittens?
I don't think so, but remind us if we're missing somebody.
Whatever the case, Hook'em Hottie, you're always unique no matter what happens. So thank you for joining us and being a listener here of the Daily Blender on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, Randy.
Hey, Jeffco.
Somebody was asking a question about the baseball, and I wanted to wait till you came back.
All right.
But I lost the text.
Oh, boy.
I don't remember where it went. Sorry about that.
Not your fault, big fella.
Oh, well. Big George says, I'm not sure what proper protocol is now with the time change for Monday night games, but is it time for On This Date in sports history, or does that... George, you don't ever have to worry about that. Let us worry about that. You know, we'll do it when we feel like it. So don't worry about it. It'll get done. Don't worry. George is very, very adamant. And when a 7-foot tall man is pushy about doing something on the show, we just tend to do it.
Yeah.
Stockton Slap says, am I the only violent texter name? Just a good question. That is a good question. I would have to look.
Stockton Slam.
Dropping the soap says, okay, I want to change my name to Hook'em Harry. No, you are already dropping the soap. You do not have a compelling reason for us to change your texter nickname. Besides, everybody loves that name, dropping the soap. So we're sticking with that. All right. So whoever was asking about baseball earlier, I apologize. Just resend the text and then I'll ask Randy. Before we, there's one more thing I just want to say.
Yes.
Thank you, Jim Harbaugh.
Thank you, Jim Harbaugh.
For saying he will enthusiastically be back at Michigan in 2023.
Oh, okay. Because there was some talk.
I don't want him on the Colts. I don't want Jim Jerkface Harbaugh on the Colts. I don't like him. He might be, maybe he'd be a great coach, but he wasn't really the last time around. He's good where he's at. Please stay where you are. I don't want him on the Colts. I don't want him. So thank you.
And I hope he has realized what everybody else has figured out, which is that he's a better college coach than pro coach.
That happens. Some people are.
Took the 49ers to Super Bowl.
He did.
Made him contenders.
He showed up into that. So that really wasn't him.
Made him contenders year after year.
Nah. I don't believe it. Don't believe it.
All right.
Mars Bars 805 says, happy Marley Monday, fellows. Go Raiders. And I'll take an 805, please. I'm not reading that about the Lakers. No. But beer him. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, here it is. Lost Toby says, yeah, it was me. I was just telling Randy winter meetings started today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I thought he doesn't know that?
Thought it was today or next Monday, but yes, started today. And so we'll see if there's any activity for Mike Hazen and the Arizona value buyers at the winter meetings.
Big George says, okay, ignore my question about the time change. He says, well, here, I have a new question. Hey, Hook'em Hottie, are you single? I'm asking for a single friend of mine whose name might be Keon Rose. No.
Well,
Come on now. That's not what we're doing here.
And also, I'm currently not single, so that's yeah. So I'm all good.
Is that breaking news here on the?
It isn't
breaking news here on the Daily Blender.
I'm good. Also, Big George
is so tired all the time.
Big George has tried to play matchmaker on social media.
Does she? Does this other in your life? Does this person know that you're a radio superstar and the sexiest man in sports talk radio?
I don't think
you denied speaking about this. Haven't
I
you?
have not considered myself a radio superstar.
You're right.
I think that's a bit far.
He's completely afraid. He's completely ashamed of us, Jeffco.
I'm not ashamed.
of us. I just don't know why you keep calling him the sexiest man in
he is.
Sports
look
radio.
at it. Look at it.
Take a
Sexiest
compliment.
man in sports talk radio.
Never say no. It's a compliment.
You keep it up there, Randy. I'm going to take my shirt off.
What?
That's right.
What?
I'm going to take the title.
Right here. Wow.
When we come back, we'll answer Pickle D's question about Alvin Kamara and his over-under on 18 fantasy points tonight. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital. Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
It is always exciting when I find one of those great new player or game props that I fall in love with. And what's cool about FanDuel is you can combine these props with other bets from the same game to score an even bigger payout. Perfect for Monday Night Football. Tom Brady take him over passing yards. How about Chris Godwin to score an anytime touchdown? Or Alvin Kamara? You think he gets over rushing yards? I don't. I'll take the under. FanDuel is easy to use, easy to register, and easy to find your bet. Plus, there's live bettings for trends that you like that are developing during a game so you can lay some more money down. There's no feeling like nailing a same-game parlay, so lock in your bet today on the FanDuel Sportsbook. If you're new to the FanDuel, sign up with promo code Randy1580 for your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Again, that promo code is Randy1580. You must be 21 or older, present in Arizona, first online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
2000, 2008, 2022. When it comes to the economy, those are some scary years. .com crash, housing crash, and the roller coaster we're going through right now. It's a dangerous time to not know your numbers. But over 31,000 businesses have the confidence and clarity they need because they rely on NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of financials, inventory, HR, planning, and budgeting. Manage risk, get reliable forecasts, improve margins. Everything you need all in one place. So, how do you prepare for uncertain times? The answer, NetSuite. NetSuite helps you identify rising costs, automate your business processes, and easily see where to save money. That's why 93% of customers say they improved their visibility and control when they upgraded to NetSuite. What are you waiting for? NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose there in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Hey, Randy, remember old Danny Koresh? Daniel, remember Daniel used to work for us?
Yeah.
Little guy with the beard. I said he was the 3/4 Thor. He looked like Thor, but he's like 3/4 the size.
Yeah, I remember.
Hey, remember TV King, Jeff Hoodzow, that guy? Remember that guy? He's been on the show a couple times. And on the Twitter there, I saw them tweeting. I guess Mina Kimes. I don't know if you know this or not. Is she on the ESPN or the?
She's on the 4-letter network. Yes.
Okay.
Mina Kimes.
I guess she used to go to Gilbert High School. I don't know if
I did
anybody
not
knows
know that. Okay.
Because she had tweeted, Brock Purdy is from my hometown, along with Ryan Fitzpatrick, Gilbert, Arizona, stand up. And I found, I didn't know that about Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. And when we knew that about Ryan Fitzpatrick, because we believe he has texted into the show in the past.
Yeah. He's a big fan of the show. Yeah.
I did not know that Mina Kimes, but I figured, that's nice, but everybody's losing their damn minds. You know, the old Danny Koresh and Hoods out there, some other people. And, everybody's like, oh, wow, where'd you live? Oh, no, people just losing their minds about this. Like it's a big deal. And then I saw on there, Quick Trip official tweeted, has Mina ever been to a Quick Trip? I'm like, come on, guys.
Wow.
That is
Shameless.
Boy, that is absolutely desperate there, because like Mina Kimes is pretty damn cool and does good work on the ESPN, but she's not super
she's
famous.
a Circle K girl.
She's
That's
not
what-
super
She's
famous
not a
for
QT girl. She's a Circle K girl.
bigger than the revelation that she was at some point in Gilbert. How'd she become such a big Sea Chickens fan? That's what I want to know.
That is weird, isn't it?
It's very strange because she's like diehard.
I don't know. Maybe she went to high school here. Maybe she's not from here. I don't know
Possibly.
her story. I'll be honest. Don't really care.
That
Everybody-
was the
I'm
interesting
more
part to me. I don't know.
Focused on everybody losing their mind. Somebody tweets, "Hey, next time you're at Gilbert, you should check out Wicked Rain for a taste of P&W brews and sports."
Wow.
Shameless. Everybody's now jumping on.
Oh, this is depressing.
Liberty Market. Shut up. Okay, enough of this. But anyways, I just thought it was funny. All these people were just falling all over themselves because Mina Kimes happens to be from Gilbert. Yeah, well, Ryan Fitzpatrick has texted this show in the past. So
Ryan
it
Fitzpatrick.
explains why he's been so quiet. He's on the road all the time.
We have Sergio Garcia on the show regularly. We have all sorts of guests on the show. Yeah.
No, but we legitimately have had somebody texting in saying they're Ryan Fitzpatrick. One day I said, everybody send me a picture of the middle finger. And he sent in a text of a late model Corvette with a long sort of mangled looking middle finger with a very, very expensive ring on one of the hands. I'm just saying, I say it's a pretty good possibility that is legit Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's not, but he also has known to have owned a Corvette. So I'm just saying, I'd say is a high probability legit Ryan Fitzpatrick has listened to. And in fact, we were talking about celebrity something, and he popped in. He says, "What about me? I'm Ryan Fitzpatrick. What over here?" So could be, maybe not. Just saying. So, but as far as everybody else there, it's just like
Well, I mean, I think
leave the poor girl alone.
If Mina Kimes is from Gilbert, I'm pretty sure she's a fan of the show as well.
I don't know.
I'm pretty damn sure she is. I'm pretty sure.
Keon, would she be a fan of the show or not?
Would she be a fan of the show? Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, it's a fun show. I've listened to her podcast and stuff. She seems like a fun-loving person. You know,
but she's like legit sports.
Well,
you know?
yeah.
She might get annoyed with our flippant ways.
I don't know, because she's been on like Dan Levitard's show before, and like they're very flippant. That guy. That's a very flippant.
We're way better than Levitard's show.
I agree. I'm just saying he's
Well,
a very
he's now.
flippant person. I think his show's just a podcast now, so just
right.
Yeah.
Dave, Kiss the Cook. No, not David Koresh, the cult leader.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Daniel
Koresh, who
no relation.
Yeah, little beardy guy.
Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, I just looked up Mina Kimes' bio. Says she was born in Omaha.
Omaha!
Listen, everybody has lived somewhere else, born somewhere else, moved somewhere else, lived in different places. So
maybe her father or mother was, or both, were in the armed services.
Why
and
you
they moved
call me
around.
why you call me a sore loser? I'm not. What are you talking about, the Colts thing? Nah, I'm not even upset about that. We're tanking. Hook'em Hottie says, I plead the fifth on whether or not I am single. Also, totally okay if another hottie is on the text line. I mean, assuming any other females can put up with y'all. We have a handful.
Yeah.
There's Mystery Girl. There is Tiger Paws. Baby got Dak, and some others. Forgive me if I can't remember every texter nickname, but this is mostly a dude space, but ladies are always welcome as well, as long as you got a good sense of humor and it's all in good fun. Big George says, Mina Kimes and I are the same age. We grew up in Gilbert at the same time. The two star-crossed lovers who missed each other. Big George, are you sure you're happily married? Because you don't sound like you are.
It comes up very often. Big George's admiration of women that are not his wife.
Yeah, I want to tone that down a little bit, buddy. Oh, there's Nurse Scratchit. She's also
Nurse Scratchit,
a newer listener to the show. She says, I love you guys. We love you, Nurse Scratchit. Thanks for texting in. 888-368-1580. And then here comes Lost Toby to ruin it for everybody. Monday's show is adding a wet t-shirt segment. No, only if it's us.
Which I can promise you don't really. You think you want it. You don't really want it. Also, This is a radio show.
My areolas are huge. 888-368-1580, like uncomfortably huge. It just
and puffy, I believe.
It looks like if I take off my shirt, you think it's a fat, puffy white owl looking.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're
it's
right.
just bad. It's
I
just
remember
bad
that.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Stockton Slap says, I was born in Stockton, California. I'm a Cowboys fan. People become fans in weird ways. They all do. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Look at me. I'm a Colorado-born, Arizona-living Colts fan. Makes zero sense at all. Keon's story makes more sense because the moving around and stuff. Randy's story makes sense because there was no teams here at first. Now there's teams here. So he just jumped right on with the Cardinals.
But I was born Davis Monthan Air Force Base at Tucson, lived there for several years.
I've forgiven you for that.
And I'm an ASU fan. I'm a ASU hardcore fan.
Yeah. So everybody has their own superhero or villain origin story, but that's the nature of Arizona anyway. Everybody is from somewhere else, and it takes a lot of different ways to get here. Lost Toby's now mad. He says, I meant that because you're talking about taking your shirt off. There's nothing to do with the woman, you sexist pig. Okay. He's right. I apologize. I did threaten that earlier because I just wanted to win the title of the sexiest sports host. But with these giant areolas, it probably would have been a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Hefty Lefty, nice on a woman, not so much on a man.
I told you to get some work on those.
Hefty Lefty says, during the summer, my t-shirt is always wet. Yeah, it's sweaty. That's not sexy. Fighting Wampa says, good afternoon, gentlemen. I have a question. So in 2 weeks, when the Commandos and Giants play again, does the scoreboard start at 2020? Oh, that'd be funny.
I wish. I absolutely wish.
Oh, how bad is that feeling? To just look up there and be like, oh, great, we have a tie.
I wish we lost.
As that final second ticks off in the overtime and the score is still tied.
Washington did everything that they needed to do to lose that game. And then somehow New York couldn't make them pay for it. There's both incompetent offenses, and we are all worse for that game having been broadcast on national television.
I have a question for you, Keon. With this, and Jeffrey, I don't mean to take over there, but I've been thinking about this all weekend since that tie happened. When Carson Wentz is ready to come back, does he become your number one quarterback again? Because Taylor Heineke is playing some ball.
He is, but
Sorry, did you just say Carson Wentz?
Yes, I said Carson Wentz.
Well, it still doesn't make me mad because I didn't think that Carson was actually playing
Trey
badly.
Turner.
Now, come on. Why do you have to go there? Don't go there. Look,
nice bring back.
You don't have to go there. We don't have to talk about it ever again. Really, we don't have to. But no, I think you got to go with the hot hand. If Taylor's still winning, you got to go with him. But if you get to the point where you're losing some of these games, like some of the reason why a lot of these games have been in jeopardy sometimes is Taylor's thrown really bad interceptions, or he just doesn't have the arm strength to get the ball downfield.
What does Carson Wentz do? Throws really bad and really good interceptions.
I mean, he does, but Carson's got the arm talent where, you're 50 yards away from the end zone. You could probably still score from there.
When he throws the interception, it's a beautiful spiral.
Yeah, I'm okay.
It lands nicely in the opponent's hands.
But at least this year, when I saw Carson throwing interceptions, he was trying to do too much. Taylor's thrown some passes where I'm just like, where were you even looking, man? Where were you attempting to look?
Well, he was supposed to go in, and I threw it out.
But Taylor's just, I think, more limited as a thrower. Like the arm is not there in the same way it is for Carson, but he has the advantage of mobility, and our offensive line's real bad. So I'm leaning towards Taylor. But if he starts losing, I think you got to make the switch.
Bruno Baller says, did Randy just say he was born on an Air Force base?
Yes.
He was born on a plane, circling, the valley. So technically, I think you should say you were not born in Tucson.
It's not true.
I want there to be truth to that because it's hard for me to know you were born in Tucson.
I was almost born in the elevator between floors when they were taking my mom up to deliver me.
Technically, that wouldn't have been in Tucson. You'd been suspended in air.
Is Davis Monthan actually in Tucson, or is it a government installation?
You're right.
See what I'm
you
saying?
were born in the United States.
There you go. There you go.
Not Tucson.
I'm an American.
Okay, I feel better now. I feel
right,
better. See, that's
all
what you
right.
tell people. I was born in the United States.
Yeah.
And just say the name of the Air Force Base, but deny Tucson.
Mm.
We just solved that problem, right?
Thank you. Thank you, pal.
Hefty Lefty, fan of the Broncos, says what I would give for a tie right now.
What he would give for 21 points.
Man.
Yeah, he take 20 points,
Anything over 17, man.
win, lose, or draw. That's a
What a mess. What a mess. All right, so let's get started here. Let me tell you this. Baker Mayfield was waived by Carolina.
Oh, no. Say it's not so.
I'm sure he's sitting there looking at the phone. He's at the house just staring at the phone, waiting for it to ring. I don't think it's gonna, but he's there. So if you need him, he's available.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I hear the Niners are pretty thin at quarterback.
Steve Wilkes is cold-blooded, isn't he?
Steve Wilkes ain't screwing around, man.
No,
he's like, I have this job for a year. I'm doing what I want.
Steve Wilkes was like, look, I got pinned with one bad quarterback and it cost me the job. It's not happening a second time. Get out.
Fired. Boomer Sooner, please check your text and retype it because I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to say that. just take a look at it. Make sure that's really what you want to say because I don't think you want to say that. Stockton Slap says, be a pretty cool rule if divisional games in a tie, the winner of the next game gets both wins. Might make divisional games even more intense. I like that. I actually like that idea.
You mean that if you play a game to a tie,
yes,
and you play the same team from your division again, and you win that game,
yes,
you get both wins? I don't like that at all.
Yes, and if you tied at the first game, no, if you win the first game but tie the second game, you get both games.
That feels very.
See, I don't like that.
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't like that.
It feels awesome.
I don't like that at all. I don't like it.
I don't like ties, but I somehow like that.
I think you play the tie out. If it's a divisional game,
play until it's done.
Yes, that's what I love about baseball. Play the damn thing till it's done.
But outside of that, I like that idea. I have no problem with that idea.
Or maybe you could do.
You know who would?
You could do something. That's okay, Keon. You could do something better. What about an aggregate score? Whoever has the most points at the end of two games. If you had a tie before, the person that has the most points gets
that's the same
the game.
thing. That would be the same thing.
No, not really.
If it's a tie.
No, not really.
And you add up, let's say, okay, let me take you down the driveway here. First game, Commandos Colts. Colts win 21 to the Commandos 14, 21-14. Then the next game we tie 20-20. It's the same thing because the winner's going to have more points. So you're saying the same thing.
Not really.
I think
Yes,
you are.
There are scenarios there.
Which scenario? So, unless you meet a third time in the playoffs, but at that point you're already in the playoffs. What there
are scenarios no happening here. Is this new math they're doing? And that's why Arizona is lowest in education.
This is
if you're using that math.
If we're screwing up the American language, okay, if we're screwing up the English language, we're not using punctuation, then damn it, you can use my math.
You're making rules like a 5-year-old when they create a game that you have to play with them, and you can't say nothing because you're trying to impress the mom. You know,
that's a very specific story. But
it sounded better in my head. You guys shut up.
But I'll tell you who doesn't like this: the New York Giants, because the Giants are like, wait, now hold on. We just played Washington and tied. We get to go and play Philly. They get a bye week, and then they get to prepare for us a second time while we get to come back after having played football.
Wow.
It's the schedule. If I were a Giants fan, I'd be actually mad at this.
You know what, Giants? Then you shouldn't have tied. Okay, you should have. Riviera. You know what? I don't fault him for not going for 2 at that point or going for it on 4th down. I don't fault him. The game plays out the way the game plays out, and you can never know really what that outcome is going to be till it's done. So you can't second guess earlier on decisions. Everybody ended up in overtime together. Everybody failed in overtime.
I don't know. Ron Rivera has been known as being sort of a gambler anyway. Why don't you go for the 2 and the win then? Why don't you, if you're Ron, Riverboat Ron is what they call him, go for the 2 and the win there.
Yeah, but I get why he didn't. You got guys in that locker room you've got to sit there and try and explain things to. And if you lose that game, instead of tying, like Seattle won, so Seattle's jumped ahead and now Washington's out, Seattle's in, but you don't have, if you end up with the same amount of wins at the end of the season, you have fewer losses, and you can't explain to this group of guys why you just missed the playoffs.
Because I don't like ties.
Because
nobody likes ties.
Nobody likes ties, but everybody likes making the playoffs. So if the tie gets us in the playoffs, as the head coach, it's an easier sell. It's an easier sell.
They're not going to let us change the rules this year. So, I guess really, you're going to have your little tiebreaker with whoever wins the game next, because if they're in the same division, if that was a tie game, well, the next one is a win. So you end up being elevated unless you're way back in the standings. How close are the Giants and the Commandos together right now? That's the big question.
Yeah, they're pretty damn close. The Giants are 6, and Washington would now be 8th.
All righty. Wow. Okay. So that does not seem to hurt the Giants at all. 888-368-1580. Cabana says they should kick field goals in a tie game. The longest kick wins the game. Yeah, I understand that, but I also kind of hate that. I would rather they keep playing actual football and not just leave it up to the kickers.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
That seems like a good quick way of doing it, Cabana. I'll give you that. But I rather they just keep playing back and forth until the cows come home.
And I know we get penalty kicks in soccer and hockey and stuff like that, but or penalty shots in hockey. But in football, if you have the kickers doing it, those aren't the guys that are playing most of the time. Those aren't the guys making most of the football plays.
They're
so
not
for
even
them
football
to
players
decide it in a series of kicks, no, I don't like that very much.
Here, how about this? The red zone challenge. If you have gone to a tie at the end of the first overtime, then you flip a coin again, and you red zone 20 yards out. Whoever can get it in there. And I'm not talking about a field goal. I'm talking you got to score.
Or you have an offensive lineman kick a field goal against the other team's offensive lineman. See what I mean? Now you're taking kickers completely out of the show.
It's just the college football ending is the best ending in football, and they just won't do it. They just won't do it.
Here's the reason they're never going to do anything extra, because TV. Because if a game goes into overtime and it spills over too far, then that's running into other games, and that could hurt the local market. So we're trying to air another game. It hurts the network situation. So yeah, they got to wrap this thing up within a certain amount of time to where they can have all the games televised. It's all about the money. They don't care about how we think. And I believe that is un-American.
I think they've changed the college football rules to where it's not going to go on forever. It really, they've gotten it to the point where it gets more and it gets much more difficult to consistently keep going and drawing that out. I think they could do it.
Injuries start to happen if you keep going and going and going and going.
But that's why they don't play the whole field in college. They start at the 35.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think you start at the red zone. Okay. Boom, quicker. Hamilton Porter says, yeah, why not do it the college way? Nurse Scratchet says, how about playing it until there is a winner? Over and over. That's not, we kind of have broke that down a little bit. Lost Toby says, I knew I saw Randy at the recount rally. Hefty Lefty says,
recount rally.
Yeah, Randy, I think Randy's using that Common Core math over there. Common Core math. Does that have anything to do with eating an apple? I don't know. Last Optimist says, home and away series with an aggregate score determining the winner. Thanks for advocating for soccer, Randy. Yeah. Is that how they do it in soccer?
My bad.
Oh, that's why you can have a 0-0 tie and somebody moves on. That's garbage.
I don't feel good today, so leave me alone.
It happens in the NHL too, though. I mean,
get off Randy's back. You don't feel good today. Scratch Me Because says, if a game goes to a tie, they should have a field goal shootout. Start on the 40 and back up 5 yards every round. Yeah, again, we've already talked about why that don't feel right. Fighting Wampa says, Randy, after that last answer, now we all really know you were born in Tucson. Now, come on, get off his back. He's not feeling good.
Yeah.
He just hates ties. I can't fault the man for that.
I just say keep playing the damn thing until it's over.
Fitzpatrick says no sporting event should ever end in a tie.
Agree.
We all agree on that. Kiss the cook. I don't think we're going to agree on this. He says Baker to Arizona. Yeah, and I know Baker to the Colts is coming up next. Nobody wants Baker Mayfield. Nobody.
Why do you want Baker Mayfield here? Well, because you hate the Cardinals. That's why.
Yeah. You might end up on the 49ers. That is a possibility.
Maybe as a backup.
Randy could say he was born in Arizona, USA, says Bruno Baller. Damn right. Randy White is a true American. So everybody get off his back. Boomer says, Jeffrey, tell Pat McAfee he's just a kicker. That guy used to light returnees up. Yeah, he also got kicked in the face by Antonio Brown. But yeah, I mean, Pat McAfee he was my punter. He was a tough guy. He was a tough guy punter, but he was still a punter. He's still a kicker, and he'll even tell you, not a football player. Stockton Slap says, let the cheerleaders mud wrestle. Okay, I'm just going to stop you right there, and we're going to take a break before we do lose all the rest of the female listeners we have. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Phoenix Suns off to a 16-7 start, 12-2 at home, just 4-5 on the road. They're a 3.5-point dog at Dallas today, 221.5 the total at American Airlines Center. Golden State laying 9 at home with Indiana. The Clippers a 2.5-point road favorite at Charlotte. In the NHL, the Arizona Coyotes plus 280 road dogs at Calgary. Flames a $3.40 favorite at Scotiabank Saddledome, where the total is 6. That number is shaded to the over. Arizona Cardinals 1 week from tonight at State Farm Stadium hosting the New England Patriots. Patriots are the 1-point favorite, 43.5 the total. 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Enter the promo code VSIN at checkout. Receive an additional $30 off. For more, go to vsin.com. Mike Sennett, 1580 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hi there, I'm your host, Dog, filling in for the human who's normally here and bringing you the smells and sounds of the holidays, courtesy of Beggin' Dog Treats.
We wish you a begging Christmas. We wish you a begging Christmas. Dog resty merry Doberman, let begging you acquire. Deck the halls with strips of begging. Arf, 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 arf.
Remember, for bacon-loving dog excitement this holiday, it's Beggin'!
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket. Why is that? Well, if you ask someone with one of the latest and greatest phones from Cricket, they might tell you it's because of the amazing phones, like the new iPhone 14 that lets you capture stunning photos in low and bright light. Plus, they'd probably tell you about the fast nationwide 5G included with all plans that lets you stream, text, talk, and more, all at 5G speeds. Yeah, they might mention something like that. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
It's college football time. The Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, the Pac-12, the Big 12, the biggest conferences. Now the start of the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown. The big matchups, the fight for national rankings, the bitter rivalries. We have the biggest games. Get your college game on. Your home for football. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I kind of get the feeling we're not going to get to talk about all the games today again. Just kind of have that feeling. It's a little bit of a weird Monday. But listen, don't forget, we have GCU tickets to give away. All you got to do is text in, say, hey, I want the GCU tickets. Give me your email address and your full name. We'll do a random number generator drawing at the end of the show. Then I'll just contact you if you win. Simple as that.
It's the text line. That's the text line you saying?
Yeah. Why?
Just trying to dial up here.
You're not. You're not eligible to win, Randy, because you work here.
I'm sorry. What?
You can't win. You're not eligible to win. So only
since when?
Two things. Well, since you've worked for us for the last 5 years, or the other part where you have to text in. You can't send me a personal email. You can't send me a personal message. You have to legitimately text it in
Yeah.
to 888
Yeah.
368 1580. Okay. See, why are you, Randy?
1580.
You can't.
I always forget that. 15.
But why are you still typing?
I want. You say I want those tickets. Is that what you're
Not
saying?
not you, Randy. You can't win. Don't waste your time. An actual super fan from the fourth dimension will win these texts. Will win these tickets.
Do I have to? Do I have to add my email and stuff on here? My phone number and email. Hat size? Does a hat come with it? Do I get a Fanatic hat? I think I should get a Fanatic hat if I win these tickets.
How many shots of NyQuil have you had today?
I'm not going to submit to that question. I'll neither confirm nor deny. I may or may not have had NyQuil.
Lost Toby says, I just got invited to play True North Golf Course. Can't wait to shoot 100 and embarrass myself and then get hammered for free.
Yeah, 100. Oh my God. True North, you better bring a bunch of balls out there. I played it one time. I lost two, what do you call those? 2 boxes of balls.
I golfed out there once.
Sleeves.
The best 2 balls I hit that day was when I stepped on the rake.
Hello. Hello.
Blissful Hayes says a tie should be decided with brass knuckles and switchblades. Fight to the death. Or somehow I think the NFLPA might have something to say.
Somehow you work up some sort of aggregate score between the two teams,
NyQuil. Dr. Maxter says, I suggest that if there's a tie at the end of regulation, the head coaches enter a cage fight. Winner takes all.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Vrabel would win every tie ever.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, but between these two guys for the Giants and Ron Rivera would win that.
Ron Rivera would beat the hell out of Glenn.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
Get the barnyard in there with him.
That poor pasty, what's the cancer patient looking guy from the Giant, the McDaniel,
Bills.
The Bills. Yeah, that guy.
Oh yeah, McDermott.
People just feel sorry for McDermott. You know what I mean?
Well,
you try to hit him, and you're just like,
no, he looks kind of rugged. He's got sort of that overgrown beard looking face there.
As much as he looks sickly, that's probably the most dangerous man in the NFL.
I would agree with you.
He's like, I got nothing to lose, and he just goes crazy on you.
I'll go back again. You don't scare me.
It's Patrick says, like the old saying, you play to win the game.
I am. Yeah.
Hamilton Porter says, was Pat McAfee the one Peyton called an idiot kicker? No. I think the idiot kicker
that was Mike Vanderjagt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was before we got Vinatieri. Hefty Lefty says, I hope the Colts don't change their roster this season. Matt Ryan fumbling is the closest thing to a sure bet that there is in sports betting. Well, that and Broncos games hitting the under. Yeah, no doubt. And listen, we are tanking. We are absolutely tanking. I think, are doing it on purpose. The Broncos, not so much.
Yeah, it's starting to come unraveled there in Denver.
Wow. The Broncos have an elite defense. I feel so bad for every single one of those guys that straps up and plays defense on that team.
Yeah.
Because they are doing it for
nothing.
I thought that
my son is a Broncos fan, and he's sitting on the chair there. And you can see Harry's watching his teams like, the defense, he's all happy. And then the offense, he's just got his head in his hands.
Just get up and fix a sandwich. Don't
here
even
comes.
Look.
There was a chance for the Broncos to win the entire game, period. They had a chance the entire time. And then when Lamar Jackson got hurt and hobbled off the field, you think, well, here we go. But then Tyler Huntley comes out, or whatever his name is, and just is like carbon copy of him out there, but only could actually make some passes. So, the Ravens played so bad, tried so hard to lose, but the Broncos are like, not so fast. We are the Broncos. So I felt sorry for my son. That was tough to watch. Watermelon says each football team should have a go on. What? Oh, a goon. They should have a goon. Then they would fight it out until either taps out or is unable to fight.
I mean, with any luck, that's your left tackle.
Well, the text line separated the word goon, and it looks like go on my screen.
That's great.
They should have a go on.
Yeah.
Though, that would help the Rams a lot because it would just be Aaron Donald.
Oh, he'll choke a guy.
Yeah.
Not now. Because
Boomer Sooner says soccer gets it. You play 2 45-minute halves, then extra time, then 1 extra 30-minute period, then 5 penalty kicks. It's drama to the end. No, soccer doesn't get anything. That's just basically doubling and tripling the time that it would take to finish a game. That's just silliness.
And also that's for the knockout round, like for just games that happen. You're watching.
They have ties all the time.
Yeah. Say you're watching, English Premier League or whatever. When two teams play, just normally it's a tie if they're tied at the end. So soccer does not get it, actually.
Big George says, Randy, if you want, I'm pretty sure Radio Ron will get you some courtside seats for GCU basketball games if you want them.
You think?
No. Lost Toby says, I always shoot 100, sometimes even with a few holes to spare.
Now,
Pinocchio says, I played True North once. Broke both ankles slipping off the ball washer.
Oh,
there you go.
Well,
there you go. That's illegal. Stockton Slap says a tie should be decided by a lineman twerk off.
Oh, dear God.
No.
Dear God, that's must-see TV. That is must-see TV. Are you kidding me?
For somebody, but not for most of the viewing public. We will not enjoy this. No.
I don't know if my Irish assless body could twerk. I don't know if there's
come on. I mean,
anything that
you get
just
something
me
like
sitting there doing this.
Maybe some of this going on here.
That's not twerkable music.
Those big uglies in there.
Do you know what twerking is?
Oh yeah, I know what it is. Yeah,
it doesn't sound like you do when you start saying big ugly.
No, I like it slow and steady. That kind of slow.
There's no such thing as a slow and steady twerk.
Oh yeah, yes there is. Yes,
the twerk is the butt talks
is.
going.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
You do.
Yeah. Oh no, I do. Yeah.
Boogie says, I want the Lions to win out. We're already pretty much guaranteed a top 5 pick. You should lose out. Get yourself
get yourself the number 1 pick.
Wait. No, wait.
That's not going to happen.
I like your strategy, Boogie, because the Colts are tanking. I hope you win out too. Goff seems to think he will. He's like, I'm playing pretty good football right now. All right, pat him on the head.
Hey, they put
give him a Capri Sun and send him back to the locker room.
They put 40 on the scoreboard last week, and come on.
Mm-hmm. I put him in as my quarterback in fantasy football. Didn't do me any good. Holy crap, Randy. You stomped me by way of Devontae Adams.
Oh,
it is over. There's no way I can rebound. I got the defense and the kicker for the Bucs tonight. There's no way. So congratulations on that win.
Well, it wasn't fun on my
weirdly
part.
Randy is undefeated against me. I'm undefeated against Rosalie. We've all taken a turn beating Keon. That doesn't matter.
Well, yeah.
But what?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a strange season.
Well, Rosalie hasn't taken a turn beating me because she lost.
Oh, she's getting beat. Are you playing her this week?
No, I'm playing Nasir Marcus.
I don't want to say anything, but she's getting really beat up right now. Are you seeing the score? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, because she was so proud that she started Deshaun Watson. And
I would have never done that.
Me neither. The guy hasn't played football in 700 days.
Why would she do that?
Make it 701.
Because what he did yesterday was not play
the Browns did not score an offensive touchdown. It was all on kick returns and defense. Oh, I laughed my ass off. And even then, that shows you how bad the Texans are getting the number 1 pick. Nobody can compete with how bad they are.
Baby Got Dak is putting it to her.
Is it? Oh, good for you, Baby Got Dak.
Yeah. Baby Got Dak's been up and down this year, but when Baby Got Dak, her team scores, she scores a lot.
I'm playing her next week, and she got mad at me for making fun of the Cowboys or something. So I really worry what's going to happen.
Ralph's getting beat too.
I'm pretty proud, even though I'm losing, Randy. I'm pretty proud of my waiver wire team. All my best players got injured, so I'm just sort of struggling along. I'm amazed I beat Rosalie. I did what I could. I don't feel like I did really anything wrong except for play Higbee when I should have played Noah Fant. But outside of that, with Devontae Adams doing what he did for the Raiders, forget about it.
Well, I mean,
so I'm okay with whatever happens next.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you were like a master of the waiver wire. I don't know how you pick up those players. I've tried to work the waiver wire this year.
Research and good luck. That's all there is to it. So, all right, we've talked about the fact that Baker Mayfield is he's a free man. He's single.
He's not single, but he's unemployed.
Waiting for somebody to come and fill his dance card, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Last night, my Colts, predictably, I told you this was going to happen. Did I not say it was going to happen? The Cowboys would win and win big, and then even if the Colts aren't tanking, here's the thing. The Colts don't know they're tanking. right at the beginning, seemed like we might have a game. I never believed that the Colts would win, but I'm like, okay, well, at least this is not embarrassing. Now, later on, it's very embarrassing. 54-19. Okay, so what? Fine, whatever. Yes, they used our own hooker against us, Malik Hooker, who had been first a Colt. I don't know why they ever let him go to begin with. And now that he was the instrument. Well, really, the instrument of our doom was Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was the reason we lost that game, probably more than anybody. But I don't know. I'm too close to it. We're tanking. I'm not mad. Do you guys have any thoughts about last night's game?
Well, I just don't think. I mean, I think everybody who's a Dallas Cowboy fan needs to go, whoa, because A, it was the Indianapolis Colts. And after 3, it was 21-19. That's all it was. And then the Colts had a miserable fourth quarter. The Dallas Cowboys are not Super Bowl contenders. They still haven't shown me that they can beat anybody worth anything. They beat the Colts 54-19. They beat the Vikings, who I still don't believe is a Super Bowl contender. I think they're better than they were last year. Until they can do something like this to the Eagles, then we can start talking about Super Bowl contention.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not even upset about it. So you guys don't even bother making jokes about it because
I'm not making a joke about it at all. What I'm saying is the Cowboys needed one quarter, the fourth quarter, to really make some room up, and it wasn't because they're so damn good. It's because the Colts just absolutely let go of the rope and just sunk under the water and just kind of bubbled out until there was no more bubbles. That's how that game went.
So Jeff Saturday was talking. He's like, yeah, Matt Ryan, he already knows he didn't play well, but I'm not considering benching him. I know, because we're tanking.
Well, and it's just like, what are your options? Like, it's not like the Sam Ellinger experiment was this smashing success and they turned from him to go back to their losing ways. You just don't have any options. What do you
we
do?
Will next year.
That's true. That is true.
Nurse Scratchit says, I hate the Cowboys. Go Colts. I don't. I know a lot of people hate the Cowboys. I don't necessarily hate the Cowboys. I like Dak Prescott. I think that Jerry Jones is a scumbag. I think that Zeke Elliott's a scumbag. But in general, I don't have a hatred for him like a lot of people do. But I mean, I get yours, Keon, because division. I get yours,
division,
Randy.
and then I moved to Texas as a Washington fan. So that was
no fun for you.
No.
Yeah. No. So, by the way, last week, they did this, and then they did this again last night. I guess, that jump in the Salvation Army bucket thing they do.
Yeah.
The NFL, even though it's harmless, they are fining people for doing it. So for Thanksgiving, they fined Dalton Schultz, the tight end, $13,000+. They Jake Ferguson for almost $5,000. Peyton Hendershot, almost $4,000. Sean McKeon, almost $5,000 for that little thing that they did. It's all about you can't use a prop. Come on, man. You know how much attention that gave the Salvation Army.
Exactly.
It was just a fun, cute little thing that they were doing. It didn't hurt nobody. And then, what are you really short about under $20,000 or over $22,000 that you got out of this? Come on, NFL.
No, the NFL. Look, this is why people talk about them being the no fun league. You know what? Other celebration has a prop. It's called the Lambeau Leap. The wall there. What is that if not a prop? You know what? I just
you leave them alone, NFL, except for last night. I want you to find the bleep out of Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
How dare he?
Which they had to know those fines were coming because I remember a few years ago Zeke jumped in the Salvation Army bucket and they fined him. So the players know. Well, they just think it's more.
The team has said that if they get fined because it brings attention to Salvation Army, that the whole team would kind of come together and pay those fines, even though that's against the rules. All the other players said that they would cover it. So these guys are not going to have to pay nothing.
Yeah, and they're having a good time. I just don't understand that.
Last Optimist says the guys who get fined for Salvation Army celebration should designate the charity of their fine as the Salvation Army. Well, I don't think they're allowed to do that. That's up to the NFL. Stockton Slap says, Randy, the Eagles barely beat the Colts by 1. And are they Super Bowl contenders? Cowboys did this against the Vikings too. What more do you want to see you get out of these guys?
Well, I want to see a lot more. Again, let's look back at last night's game. For 3 quarters, it was a football game. 21-19 is not a butt kicking in my book. Now, yeah, the fourth quarter, the Colts absolutely gave up, and they were absolutely stomped by 33 points, 33 unanswered points. But I still am not going to hand them the Super Bowl trophy. As far as the Vikings go, I never said the Vikings were that good. And the Eagles, what did they do? They I'm sorry, won? They did beat them. Oh, okay. So the Cowboys didn't score. You know, they didn't put a 50 spot on the Eagles. Then it was a close game, as it should be, right? So
and the Eagles don't have this track record of really concerning losses that the Cowboys have. You know, the Cowboys have just had some miserable losses where you just go, I don't think a team that's going to the Super Bowl loses that game. Philly doesn't have that.
The simple answer is winners find a way to win. Whether it's ugly or beautiful, they find the way to win. And that's the Eagles right now. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and hopefully between now and 5:30, we can actually talk about all the rest of the NFL games that happened over the weekend. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
We tried Dynovite for gut health and immune support, and after a couple of weeks, our little Gizmo was acting like a puppy again. His coat was shinier, he had a lot less scratching and shedding, and he seemed like his happy old self.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynovite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Get 10% off your next order of Dynovite nutritional supplements for dogs at Dynovite.com. Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears radio show, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. I am here today to make the statement that just because we're in a bear market does not mean that you have to be losing money. Just like Michael Burry and Warren Buffett, bear markets should be where real generational wealth is created. But most will follow the same broken strategy that lost them in the last bear market. We are inviting you to come to an intensive 3-day trading and investing class where we will show you the trading and investing strategies of the market wizards. This class is typically $299, but right now, for 66% off, you can join us in this class. Just call 8448-TRADER. That's 8448-87-2337, and tell the operator you want the $99 3-day class, or text $99 to 25029. That's $99 to 25029.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
People who come to cricket stay with cricket. Why is that? Well, if you ask someone with one of the latest and greatest phones from cricket, they might tell you it's because of the amazing phones, like the new iPhone 14 that lets you capture stunning photos in low and bright light. Plus, they'd probably tell you about the fast nationwide 5G included with all plans that lets you stream, text, talk, and more, all at 5G speeds. Yeah, they might mention something like that. Smile, you're on cricket.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
1580 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Monday Night Football just around the corner here on your home for the NFL on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic and 95.9 in the East Valley. Always on at 1580thefanatic.com. And one of the great things that I've learned lately is I can build a same-game parlay on the FanDuel Sportsbook, and I can actually win. Tonight's game, no different. I'll be looking at this. Kind of the things I have laid out here is Tom Brady is going to be he's going to be chucking the ball all around the field. So why not take Tom Brady over passing yards? It is December football, and he's going to be throwing the football around the field. How about Chris Godwin to score a touchdown, receiving one of those touchdowns from Tom Brady? Then you've got on the other side of the field, you got the New Orleans Saints. And Alvin Kamara has not had a big season. Would you take him over rushing yards against that Tampa Bay defense? or would you take him under rushing
I'd
yards?
take him under.
So there you go. That's a same game parlay. I would go into my FanDuel Sportsbook and set it up just like that. You don't have to put a bunch of money down. It's kind of fun just to put $1 or $5 or something small like that and just watch and see how you win. Plus, it's a same game parlay, so that means you're going to win bigger than you would by just placing a point spread or a money line bet. You see what I'm saying? It's 3 legs to it, 3 times the amount of money you can win. It's easy to use, easy to set up, easy to deposit, and when you win, you get paid fast. It's easy to withdraw your cash, and all my friends use it. Jeffrey uses it. Keon uses it. They all like it. It's just no feeling like nailing a same game parlay bet. So lock in your bet today on FanDuel. If you're new to FanDuel, sign up today with my promo code Randy1580. That way you can get a no sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's promo code Randy1580 and make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL, 21 and older, present in Arizona. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, please call and get help. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeffco.
Thank you, Randy. I really do want to talk about all these games, but we've got a very full text line with a lot of people who've had a lot to say. Let's see if we can clear this out. But I'm going to tell you what, I probably ain't going to read too many texts at the 5 o'clock hour because I warned you. Okay. 888-368-1580. So let's get this going here. I'm scrolling. There's a lot of texts here. Hefty Lefty says, no, the Broncos never had an actual chance to win. Hefty Lefty just became Eeyore of the text line.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the Broncos might as well go to sleep. Big George says, Randy, can we get a weather forecast? I'm coming back into town next week. He says the forecast looks like it's going to be frigid. Okay, I guess we get that now.
Well, from the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White coming to you live. I will tell you that there's cooler temperatures because of the rain, that kind of system that we had come through the valley here over the weekend. That was a lot of fun. I was trying to do some barbecuing, and I didn't get a chance to do that. Anyway, today there is a chance of rain this afternoon with the high today, 70, 56 overnight. Tuesday through Friday, it's going to be partly sunny, 63, 64 degrees for your high. Next weekend, sunshine at 64. Sunday, 59 with an overnight low down in the 30s. So cover those succulents from the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White, back to you, Jeff. Go.
Thank you, Randy. And I just had to turn the air conditioning on because the sun came out and just hitting the top of my house here. It was 75 degrees. I can't handle that.
Yeah.
Hey, anyways, back to the text line. Scratch Me Because says the Bears have the second pick as of now. Yeah, they'll screw it up somehow. Case the Cook says, yeah, the boys hung 33 points in the quarter, though. 33 points.
But was that skill, or was that because the other team quit and so many turnovers? He had 2 fumbles. They had at least one touchdown that I remember in the fourth quarter, and they had no defense. I'm telling you, the Colts quit. The Colts quit playing in the fourth quarter of yesterday's game.
Kiss the Cook says, yeah, watching Matt Ryan play last night, I now know why his parents named him Matt. They stepped all over him.
Yeah, the doormat.
Watermelon says, I picture Baker Mayfield answering the phone. Denver Broncos, let's ride. Every time he gets a phone call. Doc Mike says, my buddy is so proud. He has 5 sons, his own basketball team. My other pal has 9 sons, his own baseball squad. His other guy has 17 daughters. One more, and he'll have okay, stop. I'm not doing that joke. That's horrible. I really should have pre-read that. I thought I could trust somebody named Doc Mike, though. Nasser Marcus says, next season, the Colts will try their luck once more at the washed-up veteran quarterback sweepstakes and bring in Aaron Rodgers. The Colts with the quarterbacks are like the Diamondbacks and their star players. Just find somebody broken and washed up and bring them in. But no, if we get a good draft pick, it's going to be a quarterback. If it's not, I don't know where I'm going to go. because I'm not going to be a Colts fan anymore. Somebody was, I think it was Navy Brad was joking around about something. I can't remember what it was. And I'm just like, nope. I'm not this close to jumping ship if they keep doing stupid crap. Last Optimist says the No Fun League is trying its hardest to drive all their fans to soccer. Well, that's never going to happen. See, a lot of people get aggravated about things that happen in the NFL, but we always come back. Finding Wampa says, I wish they placed that Salvation Army pot against a bottomless pit. Then all those Cowboys jump in there, as many times
just fall right through. Yeah.
You know what?
Because look, I say this as somebody that doesn't like the Cowboys. I want them to be there, and I want them to be good, so that my team can beat them. That's if all their good players jump into a bottomless pit, that does not work for me. Now,
Keon, I respect what you're saying, but I honestly don't care, because all I can think about now is we have a real shortage of bottomless pits, don't we?
Yes,
there's no bottomless pits around. And where's all this quicksand that we were told we'd have to deal with when we were watching the cartoons and the movies?
Yeah.
I've yet to come across actual quicksand.
There's a shortage of bottomless pits in this country.
Yeah, you know what? If I'm made emperor, I promise more bottomless pits and quicksand.
More quicksand.
Yeah. And you know what? The quicksand's going to double as two things. One, quicksand, because we were kind of thinking that'd be something we'd have to deal with.
Yeah.
Two, it'll be made of oatmeal. I will feed the hungry as well as kill people.
So as they're going down, they'll get a great meal and then
it'll be maple flavored. Oh, I love the maple.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best.
With a little butter and brown sugar on top of it.
Oh yeah, they'll be buttered. Boogie says in the NFL, instead of a tie after overtime, each team puts forth 10 players, and between the 40, we use 10 footballs and have a game of dodgeball. This is just getting sillier and sillier, Boogie. I'm not saying I hate the idea, but then it's just a whole different sport.
See, I like your idea. If it's a tie game, somewhere
it's no longer football.
If it's a tie game, somewhere in the stadium is a sniper. Nobody knows where it is, and you start picking guys off. Until somebody can survive the sniper attack, score a touchdown. You see what I'm saying?
I really feel like the NFLPA is not going to let that happen.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, if we're going to go ahead and adjust the helmets to protect the.
Maybe it could be paintball. Could be paintball. It doesn't have to be a 50 caliber.
Well, then what's the point? Blissful Hayes says Bears could screw up a wet dream. Stockton Slap says Colts learned a valuable life lesson. You never let a good hooker go. I know we have a chance for another hooker because there's a good hooker coming as a quarterback. We should have kept Malik Hooker, gotten the next hooker, and just had a bunch of hookers. And we come to town, we're beating you with hookers.
It's a shame Indianapolis probably passed up on TJ Hooker being the chief of police there.
That's funny. Last Optimist just sent, don't read this on air. The golf course joke was done wrong. Yeah. That's even worse the way you described it. Yeah, not reading it. By the way, be careful when you type in the word don't, because the text line might accidentally block you. Yeah, it's a weird opt-in, opt-out thing. We're still sorting it out with the new company. So just, all right. So now we're caught up on the text line for the most part. So let's try to fit in a couple of games here if we can. How about the Packers beating the Bears? And Justin Fields was looking pretty good outside of that interception he threw there in the fourth quarter. 28-19. Boy, I'll tell you what, I was surprised. I picked the Packers to win just because I didn't think Justin Fields was going to play. Once Justin Fields was playing, I was surprised to see the Packers win. Weren't you guys?
I wasn't, because Justin Fields has been hurt, and because the Bears defense has been decimated by trades, or they've let guys leave the team and they haven't replaced their talent. I'm sorry, Keon, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I'm not that surprised, just because I thought the Packers have started running the ball a whole lot more, which is the actual strength of that team. You're used to relying on Aaron Rodgers, but run the damn football. And they've been doing that lately. And it's been, they're not great. They're not a contender anymore, but they will win some of these games just by virtue of doing that. And I don't think the Bears defense is where it needs to be yet.
Well, at least for this week, they are now the winningest franchise in NFL history until the Packers lose a couple games and the Bears win a couple games. This is going to go back and forth until one of these teams actually gets good for a while. And you'd think it'd be the Packers, but who knows what to think anymore. I really do think the Bears are on a positive trajectory. I know it looks bad. Right now, but there's draft picks coming. You see the talent you have. just try to keep Justin Fields from getting seriously hurt, and you got a bright future out there. So I don't know. The Packers are toying around with the idea of shelving Aaron Rodgers. Maybe the Bears need to think about doing the same thing with Justin Fields. I don't know. Think about it. Nobody says it. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we got all the rest of the NFL games to talk about, so, don't text in. We're going to do this. Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with Autosave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Homeowners age 62 and older, now it's time to act. This is Rob Canyon, retirement mortgage specialist and host of the Retire Right with Reverse Rob show on 1510 KFNN. Yes, listing prices are down, but home values still remain at very high levels. Don't wait to learn more about the new and improved home equity conversion mortgage. This is a safe and proven coordinated strategy in retirement, which will improve your monthly cash flow, lower your tax liabilities, and make your retirement portfolio last longer. Call me today, Reverse Rob, at 602-REVERSE, or on the web at www.reverserob.com.
As a kids, we all loved hopping on our bikes and hitting the road.
I'll be back for dinner. See ya.
Well, bikes just got reinvented for us big kids. If you haven't tried an electric bike, you have no idea what you're missing. Hit the road, the trails, or the beach by pedaling or not pedaling.
It's like being a kid all over again.
Start with the best. Hemingway e-bikes are the best fat tire electric bikes sold. Since 2017, Hemingway is known for durability, price, safety, and fun. Hemingway is the long-range e-bike experts, taking you faster and farther on a single charge. Hemingway sells direct to the consumer, ships right to your home, and has over 2,000 five-star reviews. Choose from 7 models, all with an unprecedented 2-year warranty. Find out why over 50,000 customers call Hemingway the best e-bike there is. Go to HemingwayEbike.com. That's HIMIWAY ebike.com. Now save up to $250 with promo code FANATIC. Go to HemingwayEbike.com.
Well, Mrs. Grayer, nothing on the x-ray that pinpoints the source of the pain. Let's send you to our lumbar expert.
After reviewing the x-rays, I can't see anything wrong. Let's give you a steroid shot for the pain and send you to the lab for some blood work.
Tired of the runaround. How about trying a new approach? The holistic approach.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. I probably will not read as many texts because we are trying to power through and have something to say about every single NFL game that happened on Sunday. I will say that the Stockton Slaps idea is not bad. He says, how about less bottomless pits, more bottomless garlic fries? You know what? I approve that message.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I do think we need more bottomless pits, but I think we also need more bottomless garlic fries. Listen, as an emperor, I could work across the aisle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't mind. A good idea is a good idea, no matter what it comes from.
Yeah, listen,
you know?
if it doesn't matter if it comes from the donkey, it doesn't matter if it comes from the elephant, it doesn't matter if it comes from a tree.
Well-
More bottomless garlic fries is definitely something we can get behind here on the Daily Blender.
Yeah, Boogie doesn't have very many good ideas. So mostly everybody but Boogie. Last Optimist was saying that sniper darts need to be filled with ketamine. See, now that's another bad idea right there. I think that's
no darts. I
yeah.
mean, no darts. Look, make it quick or make it paintball. One or the other. I'm not a proponent of darts. I don't like needles as a rule.
I don't think they're going to give you that idea for anybody. Snipers are probably out of the question for tiebreakers.
I mean, think about how many stadiums snipers would come into play at. I mean, this past weekend, why wouldn't you want to see somebody drop like a bag of rocks out there and turn this game into a win rather than a damn tie?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is not the culture or environment for snipers to be used. There's been a lot of shootings lately. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of shooting. I mean, I get your motivation. That's motivational as an MFer. But I don't think
this would be sanctioned by the NFL.
It's not going to be. It's not going to work. I'm sorry, but noted. Hefty Lefty says Commanders Field has been making it quick and painful on legs for decades.
Commanders Field, I think, also is a giant swamp full of quicksand.
We can't call it FedEx Field anymore, right? They took the name off it.
Yeah.
Did FedEx pull out of that?
They're no longer the majority sponsor, but no, it's still FedEx Field.
See, now why didn't we think of that? Okay, you go to overtime, you move to a special field. There are hidden traps, quicksand.
Can you just
okay?
we're running out of time. We don't
swamps.
have time.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm going to need you to submit these ideas in writing because we just don't have time right now.
All
So
right.
we will shelve this one for a second.
I'll get on the old word processor right now.
There you go. Get the old Mac fired up, the old Apple IIe, and let's see you work. But right now, before we talk about the football, I want to remind you guys we're giving away a pair of GCU tickets. Crayola Marymount is coming to town on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And the Crayons are playing against the Mighty Lopes of GCU.
No.
And we got 2 tickets for you. So all you have to do is text in your full name and email address, and we're going to do a random number generator drawing at the end of the show, and then you'll be contacted if you do win. So that is what we're doing. Now let's get on to the games, shall we?
Let's do it.
Well, why was there such a pause there?
I mean, I'm still thinking through this. I mean, gator-infested swamps, minefields.
I just thought it was rhetorical. I didn't.
Randy,
realize
they're
you
not
were
going to let
answer.
us kill players for the
What
last
about-
time.
Who needs kill? I'm just
You
saying.
put gators in the swamp, somebody's going to
come
get
on.
eaten.
These
That's
guys
just
can
a
handle
fact.
themselves. They've got all the pads on and stuff. They've got those gloves. They can handle
I'll
themselves.
be honest. You like the idea. I like the idea, but they're never going to let it happen. You know that. And why am I making hand gestures like the guy from 72 Sold?
I don't know.
Why am I doing this?
Why are you doing the hand gestures?
Oh, jeez. All right. So let's talk about the Lions and how they crushed the Jaguars' hopes and dreams. They almost crushed Randy's dreams because you had old Hairboy as your quarterback and another player. Your other player did get 0. Your quarterback didn't get as many points as my quarterback, but I also had Zay Jones who got like 3 points. So the whole Jaguars loss hurt a lot of people. Didn't care who won. You just didn't think all the players in the Jaguars after the previous week were going to have that hard of a time against the Lions. Well, they did. And Top Ramen St. Brown, he had an amazing game. That didn't help anybody. So then the Lions beat the Jaguars 40-14. Gonna cut you off right now, Boogie. Your Lions are not going to the Super Bowl. You beat the Jaguars. Next week, things go back to normal.
Jared Goff, 13 of 41, 340 yards. What? I mean, Aaron Rodgers is not doing that.
It was a
Patrick
home
Mahomes.
game against the Jaguars.
Patrick Mahomes is not doing that.
It was a home game against the Jaguars.
Dak Prescott, they hung 54 on the Colts. He didn't have 340 yards. I mean, come
You
on.
didn't need them because the Colts just kept handing them the ball back.
This is amazing from a
In
Lions
good
team.
field position.
Perhaps I was a little early with my declaration last season that the Lions are back.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I still don't think so. But the Lions, when the Lions play well, it's all offense for them. But This game, the defense was there too. That's the part that surprised me, was that the Lions defense, just if you put it up historically with some of the worst defenses in the history of football, they're right there. This has not been a good defense at all.
This wasn't an amazing win for the Lions. It was an embarrassing loss for the Jaguars. Just like Trevor Lawrence said. He said, it's embarrassing. We get it. And that's just the way it is. And we're moving on.
I don't know. I mean, the Lions came out. They dropped 14 in the first quarter, 9 in the second.
Against the Jaguars.
7 in the third. But you've said this also on this very radio program. 2 bad teams make a good game. And I think the Lions are improving. I think they're getting better.
Okay, I'll give you improvement. But they are not, as now Boogie has texted in, the Detroit Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. Deal with it. Just stop.
Let's let them get to the playoffs first before we start talking.
I mean, they hung 40 on a Jacksonville team. I didn't think they would hang 40 on a Jacksonville team. I'm sorry. The Jacksonville defense. The Jacksonville defense is decent. They're not great. They're not superb. They're deep. They're decent. Keon, back me up on this. We both talked about this. The Jacksonville defense is pretty damn good.
It's a pretty dang good defense. They've drafted really well in the
Could
past.
have fooled me yesterday.
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't know what happened. I don't know what to tell you.
Let's talk about Minkah Fitzpatrick. If you want to talk defense, let's talk about that interception that basically won the game for the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Falcons. Another low-scoring affair right there, but that was what needed to be done to get it done. Okay, where are we at with Kenny Pickett? Is he good or is he just good enough? What the hell's going on with Kenny Pickett? Is he going to be good or is he just, Marcus Mariota good?
I think he's going to be good, but he's a rookie, so he looks like it. He makes some really good throws, followed by some very awful mistakes.
So you see some promise in there on the whole Kenny Pickett story and him and his teeny little hands.
I do. Okay. I think he's a smart guy, and that's his biggest strength, is understanding defenses and stuff. But it's going to take some time for a guy like that to catch up to the NFL game because it's so much faster than anything he was doing in college.
All right, so the Steelers beat the Falcons right there. The Falcons had been looking like they were doing better, but again, another mediocre game between mediocre teams, and you get what you get. But boy, seeing the Ravens nearly go down to the Broncos. I know we already talked about this, but that right there, that was. I knew that the Ravens and Lamar Jackson hadn't been quite right lately, but I didn't know they were this wrong. That went badly. And now they're saying Lamar Jackson's not out for the year. It might be days or weeks, but it's not going to be a long-term thing, whatever it is that is wrong with him. Did we ever get a full thing? Did they say definitively what the injury is? Is it the knee? I don't know that they've said.
Well, I haven't heard anything. I don't know if Keon's got any reports, but I understand that Harbaugh said after the game it's not season ending. So
I read that it was a knee sprain. So
all right.
Yeah, it's just a sprain.
You can barely walk up those stairs with the sprain, but all right.
Yeah, because they have different grades on the sprain. So
when I saw that, I'm like, hey, Lamar, you should have listened to old Jeffrey O'Brien. You should have signed a contract, because if anything happens to you, if that is a serious thing, guess what?
Here's the thing: he's got him so over a barrel. I think they still have to think about paying him. I don't think that
it has been done before.
Yeah. Look, all I know is the Cleveland Browns decided to go out and sign an actual sexual offender. You got a guy with a knee problem, and he's done everything for your organization that Lamar's done.
Yeah, but you can only find so many scumbags out there, Keon.
I think I've watched enough of the NFL to know that there is no limit.
Probably right. There's plenty
no limit to the amount of scumbags that are out there.
I don't know what I was thinking.
So can I ask a question to you guys? What's happened to the Ravens defense? I mean, these guys, when you played the Baltimore Ravens, you knew for a fact you were going to get beat up. And anymore, I don't think anybody. I mean, the Broncos, yeah, okay, they scored 9 points. They didn't have an offensive touchdown, 3 field goals, and they were in the game. But what happened to the Baltimore Ravens defense? They haven't been here all season.
I think that they might not have been what you're used to seeing, but it worked. I mean, I don't know how much it needed to work against the Broncos, to be honest, but it worked. If you can stop them over and over again and all they get is a field goal, I don't care who the other NFL team is, it worked,
Yeah, but I mean, you put them against the Cowboys, or you put them against the Philadelphia Eagles, or you put them against the 49ers. In this Baltimore team, I have a feeling this defense is going to give up a lot of yardage.
Yeah, it's that secondary. It's uncharacteristically porous. They just don't have that. If you look at that defensive line, I mean, it's Jason Pierre-Paul playing at a pretty high level, Calais Campbell, guys like that. Justin Matabuki's having a pretty good year. Their linebackers are really good. They go out and get Roquan Smith. So their defense up front is really good. But on the back end, it's just and it's guys that you wouldn't think are that bad. Guys that have been good in the past. Marlon Humphrey hasn't been this bad before. Marcus Peters, they're underachieving on the secondary of that defense. And it's not good. And then offensively, this is the Greg Roman problem that the Ravens run into every single year, is that Greg Roman, his play calling, he doesn't change it up ever. So you get to a certain point in the season where people just know what the Ravens are going to do.
I think the Ravens have suffered since they've lost Wink Martindale to another team. Because he was like that driving force behind that aggressive defensive stance for the Ravens. And I think it's going to hurt them.
And Wink Martindale, where is he? He's in New York now with the Giants, and their defense is not great, but he's able to use those blitz packages to cover up a lot of the things that the Giants don't do well.
Right.
I have a more important question. I know we talked about the Giants and Commandos earlier in the program, but the biggest question I have is, Keon, why did your kid, Taylor Heineke, look like he was about to go out and deliver papers after the post-game press conference?
With the hat.
Yeah, did you see him in that hat? That is not working right there.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, no. First off, that hat. There's exactly 13 people on the planet Earth that can pull that look off.
Yeah.
And Taylor's obviously not one of them.
Yeah. They're all post 60 years old.
No, that's the thing, is if you're below
Bruce
50
Arians
years
can
old.
pull that.
He's done it.
Bruce Arians.
He's done it. I've seen Bruce Arians in that hat.
Spot on, Randy.
But if you're below the age of 65, you can't wear that hat. It's just you're just going to look like a kid wearing your dad's clothes.
Yeah, you just, that did not help your tie situation at all.
I didn't see that, so now that's made that worse. Yeah, I do feel. Yeah,
that's your quarterback.
That is my quarterback.
So the Vikings won a game, but I think the reason Donnie isn't around crowing about it is it was just the Jets. Okay, no biggie. Is there anything we really need to say about that game? Mike White, kind of seemed like, pretty good, not as good as last time, but the Vikings are a better team than they played last time.
Yes, but if the Vikings are such a Super Bowl contender, like a lot of people are saying,
I didn't say that.
Why didn't they put one on the New York Jets? Yeah, okay, the Vikings are 10-2. I'm still not convinced they're Super Bowl contenders because you went up against the New York Jets at home and you didn't put a butt kicking on them.
They defended the red zone pretty good against the Jets, but beyond that, you're right. You're right. It was not a definitive Vikings win.
Mike White took you for 370 yards. If they didn't screw up in the red zone, the Jets win this football game.
That was where the whole game was won and lost, was in that red zone.
That's my thing. I mean, if you are a Super Bowl contender,
the Vikings defense won it in the red zone.
They got lucky. Mike White missed that pass, and they got lucky there because if Mike White makes a good pass on that, the Jets win. The Vikings go home crying. I think this is a suspicious Vikings team at best. And I think that will show out when the playoffs start.
I agree with you, but I'm not going to use this game as an example necessarily, just because I do think that the Jets have an elite defense. So when you put 27 points on that defense, I do find it to be impressive.
Well, the Vikings have won a game, and now we see what happens next. Boogie says Vikings not a Super Bowl contender. They're not even going to win their game next week. We shall see, my friend. So now here's the next thing, and then we got to take a break. The Browns beat the Texans. Nobody's surprised. I enjoyed it quite a bit, seeing Deshaun Watson stink as bad as he did in that game. And the only reason they won is because it was the Texans. And the defense won, the kickers won. But Keon, Deshaun Watson, is he rusty or is he just done? You know what I'm saying? Too much time away from football, and he ain't going to be able to catch back up.
Boy, I hope he's done, but I think it's rust. You just can't not play the game at this level with how fast the NFL moves, and then just show up and be good again. It's just not going to work. He didn't look comfortable. He wasn't, his footwork looked terrible. He was throwing passes over people. He was skipping passes off the ground like he was throwing rocks at a lake. He looked about as bad as it could look. And we got a hint of it in the preseason. He didn't look good there either. So he only really had the few weeks of practice leading up to this game. Then he came back. He's not going to look good for a little while.
Yeah. I was going to say there's 4 weekends left of the regular season.
Yeah, I just want to see him go out on a stretcher. Now, I'm not even going to lie about it.
I would be for that as well. But there's 4 weekends left. It'll take him about 4 weekends to shake off all the rust. The Browns are irrelevant at this point.
The Russell Wilson has given me hope that maybe just maybe you can forget how to football.
Must take break. Come back. We'll try to finish up everything that happened on Sunday, getting ready for your Monday Night Football when the Saints take on the Buccaneers here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Coming up, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers host the New Orleans Saints. The Bucs just lost in Cleveland, but still sit atop the wide-open NFC South, and they won the first meeting at New Orleans. Kevin Harlan and Hall of Famer Kurt Warner will call the action on air and on the free live stream, sponsored by AutoZone, on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's home for the NFL.
Football season is underway, so now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's free bets back. If your first bet doesn't win, just sign up with the promo code WIN. FanDuel has all your favorite bets from the money line to point spreads to player props. So sign up today with promo code WIN for your no-sweat first bet. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
Must be present in state where lawful to wager. 21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. Refund issued is non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Arizona 1-800-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Indiana, Kansas 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com. Louisiana 1-877-770-STOP. New York 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. Wyoming, West Virginia 1-800-522-4700 or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net.
Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum, and right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's free bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Just sign up with promo code Steve1580. FanDuel has all your bets from the money line to point spreads to player props. Combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlays. And with live betting, you get updated odds on games that have already started, and you get paid fast. And it's all on an app that's safe, secure, super easy to use. So sign up today with promo code Steve1580 for your no sweat first bet. That's promo code Steve1580. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket. Why is that? Well, if you ask someone with one of the latest and greatest phones from Cricket, they might tell you it's because of the amazing phones, like the new iPhone 14 that lets you capture stunning photos in low and bright light. Plus, they'd probably tell you about the fast nationwide 5G included with all plans that lets you stream, text, talk, and more, all at 5G speeds. Yeah, they might mention something like that. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
The Fanatic.
Today in the Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. It is highly unlikely, but not impossible, that Ryan Suckup, the kicker, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense might combine for 30 points to give me the win over Randy White in this fantasy football game. Highly unlikely, though, I say.
Probably will happen. It's me.
But wouldn't that be something? It ain't going to happen. Don't worry, Randy. It's not going to happen because Ryan Suckup would need 4 field goals to give me 12 points, and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense would have to have 18 points. You know what I'm saying? There are some configuration, and it's just just about impossible. Just about impossible. You are safe, my friend, but it sure will make watching the game interesting tonight, unless suddenly the Saints just put up big points on the Bucks, and that's the end of my game right there.
Well,
but anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to try to talk about all the games that happened over the weekend. Rainy City Bitch Pigeons were able to beat the Rams predictably because, they don't have a quarterback. John Wolford, visions of Ike and Tina Turner came through my brain. He got beat down so hard. So 4 sacks and more hits and hurries, they beat the living daylights out of him.
Yeah, but it took a fourth quarter from the Seahawks to do it. It was another one of those games where the Rams were in control through the whole game, and then they had a bad fourth quarter. And then the Rams really didn't have a bad fourth quarter. The Seahawks had to go out and win that game and score 10 points to be able to beat the Rams. So, I wouldn't count out the Rams as one of those bye weeks that we're always talking about. The Rams still have some life in them.
Yeah, they have some life in their defense, but the offense, I wouldn't expect too much out of that. If you've got a team with a good defense, you should win. Next game up, this is the big news over the weekend. Jimmy Garoppolo with a broken foot, and Brock Purdy, his draft's Mr. Irrelevant from Gilbert, Arizona, stepping up and just balling out there to beat the Dolphins 33-17. Okay, let's be honest. It was the defense more than anything, but you got to put that offense on them. And the Miami Dolphins, that's not a bad team. It's not like you just ran over the Texans. So that was pretty impressive. The only thing I can say is, nobody's going to get away with this again. Yeah, Brock Purdy is not going to get away with that again. I don't think he suddenly is this elite quarterback that's going to lead the 49ers to any kind of a Super Bowl. You know how it is. You don't know about how a guy is going to play. It's hard to defend him. You don't know what he's going to do. You haven't had any time to study him. Now other teams are going to take a look at what he does and be ready. Although Fred Warner, he says, hey, listen, Brock Purdy plays against the best defense in the NFL every week, so he'll be fine. And if I was there, I'd say, you mean on Madden?
Well, he does have to run
punched by Fred Warner.
He does have to run from Nick Bosa all the time. So that's a
right.
That's a real thing. Look, Brock Purdy is a guy that I actually was kind of stunned he was Mr. Irrelevant. I didn't think he was going to be some high level, football player, but I certainly I thought he was better than the last guy taken in the draft because I watched him play at Iowa State. He can play.
You know what? Brock ain't Jimmy Garoppolo, but he Purdy.
To me, the Dolphins are a more realized team because they have both running and passing receivers. They have a quarterback that's able to deliver the ball. And I think Tua Tagovailoa had a bad game yesterday. Okay, Brock Purdy came in. Yeah, all right, he had 210 points, but they have no running game. I mean, even Christian McCaffrey was not really running the ball the way he has in the past. And Deebo Samuel was, he was non-existent in the running game. It was the passing game. And when your passing game, your lead receiver is Christian McCaffrey, to me, that screams all sorts of problems with the 49ers, especially with Jimmy G out.
I have a question. Is the 49ers play on grass or they play on artificial turf?
It's grass.
Grass. Why do all these people keep getting hurt then? Just coincidence? Because I thought it was grass, but then it's like, that's weird. Garoppolo, broken foot, Trey Lance, broken ankle.
Garoppolo's foot thing, that big 300-pound defensive guy came down on and broke his foot. I mean, that's just football. That's just the way it is. And these guys have been bitten by the injury bug all season long. George Kittle's been injured. Deebo Samuel's had his troubles. They bring in Christian McCaffrey, and he's even dinged up right now. It's too bad because I thought this was a great success story for Jimmy G, but he's going to be watching from the sidelines again. Old Glassopolo is going to be on the sidelines.
Yeah, he's just got bad injury luck, a combination of bad injury luck.
And who are they going to bring in to quarterback this team? Baker Mayfield? I mean, come on.
Your options are very thin.
I don't care. We're tanking. You can have Matt Ryan.
They should just go with Brock Purdy. He's been in the room all season long. Yeah. He knows the offense. If you go with Baker, you're going to have to really streamline and simplify that offense for a guy that hasn't been there and didn't play well on the team that he was on all year long.
Dirty Dallas says, how about what my Dirty Dallas Cowboys did to your lowly Colts? Dude, we're tanking. It doesn't even hurt my feelings. Yay, you beat a bad team. Ain't you something?
He had one big quarter, man.
Yeehaw. Bengals, of course, beat the Chiefs, even though there was a little bit of cheating going on during that. Old Jesse Bates faking an injury so bad the NFL had to come out and warn everybody saying, hey, we're going to start coming after you. They didn't have enough guys in the field, and Bates saw that and just went, he flopped like a soccer player in the worst way. But you know, they've got to start punishing people for this because that was obvious.
What a great rivalry now, though. Seemingly out of nowhere, the Bengals and Chiefs rivalry has sprung up. What a lot of fun this is, and going to be to watch this these two teams play each other. The Bengals now 4-0 against the Chieftains. This is going to be a fun series to watch as long as Patty Mahomes and Joe Cool are behind center.
All right, real quick, let's do this before I get beat up. It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 2004, Peyton Manning of the Indianapolis Colts was 25 of 33 for 425 yards with 3 touchdowns in a 51-24 win over the Tennessee Titans. He notched his 13th straight touchdown game, breaking NFL records held by Dan Marino, Johnny Unitas, Don Meredith, and Brett Favre. So there.
Wow.
Me, Jeffrey.
He did that in one game.
Yeah, there were 2 interceptions in there too, but that don't matter to the record. Anyways, all right, I just wanted to make sure we got that done here. And the last game, we're actually going to make it. And Randy was the beneficiary of this. Devontae Adams basically carried the Raiders up on his shoulders and got that win over the Chargers. I don't know what the issue is with the Chargers lately, but they need to work on that. I don't know. Is it because Justin Herbert had been hurt once? I don't think that's it.
Another good game. The Raiders. Is this the third win for them, Keon? Third win in a row, fourth win in a row. But the Raiders came out and played some football against the Chargers, and I thought it was a good game. Sorry, Keon, go ahead.
Yeah, no,
I think they just stopped listening to Josh McDaniels. That was
it's third in a row. No, I think they're getting used to his system, which is overly complicated, and it's dumb that he does it that way. But if he can get guys to buy in, it does work. As you can see, the Patriots are missing what he does. But I think that the other thing too is Brandon Staley. I'm starting to give him the funny look there because you're supposed to be a defensive coach. You're supposed to be a defensive guy. Defense is not performing, and part of it is his play calling, his decisions. Sometimes he's aggressive when he doesn't need to be, and he's a guy that likes to roll the dice, lean on the analytics, and when it says go for it, or blitz, I'll blitz. But man, sometimes you just got to use your head because it's costing them football games.
Stockton Slap says, hearing Jeffrey console himself saying, we're tanking, is like the fat kid saying, I'm just big bone. Yeah, but guess what? We're tanking, and I'll actually get a good quarterback because of all of it. So I don't care if I'm big bone tanking or whatnot. It will work. Please let it work.
You can't hire Jeff Saturday on purpose if you're not tanking. I just said it's a tank move.
We're tanking.
Or
all
the
right,
same
guys.
move. One of the two.
Enjoy the Saints and the Buccaneers coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We're tanking.
This is Gil Alexander. Join Matt Brown and me for Primetime